And let's hope the Mariners can get any kind of a win. But here we are in beautiful Toronto. I just saw the screen. It looks really nice. But good afternoon. This is Rooftop Sports along with Steve, Swinging Pod Silver. And a lot of things that happened yesterday where the Mariners kind of stunk, but at least they hit the bar. They hit the ball hard. It just landed in the glove, and Blue Jays won off of just weird bloopers. And anyways, how are you doing, Steve?
I'm excellent, man. Thanks for having me back. This is awesome to do a little to do the play-by-play double dip. This is this afternoon. This game really does look like it's going to be able to play in the Mariners' hands. And so, last night, the unfortunate part was, the Mariners just couldn't string together hits, couldn't get enough guys on base. It just so happens that Toronto was able to get the clutch hits and take the win. But I like the matchups today for the Mariners, and I think we're going to see a victory today.
Yeah, let's hope so. And before we even get into your analysis on why you think the Mariners may have a shot today, I just want to tell everyone that it is now my 10th game out of 12 for the Mariners. I'm at 83%. So let's keep that going. And also donate to the channel when you get the opportunity. Hit the like and subscribe. And now, Steve, tell us why the Mariners have a shot between George Kirby and Chris Bassett.
Well, you just mentioned the name Chris Bassett. 2 starts this year, given up 4 runs in both outings. Has never pitched past the 5th inning, really he's been hit quite hard. He's a type of pitcher that he'll throw his sinker a lot, 39%. Doesn't really rely heavily on the off-speed pitch. I think he throws his curveball 12% of the time, and his sweeper 9% of the time. So for the most part, you're going to see sinker cutter. So far this year, he's had problems. Locating it, and he has a tendency to hang it up in the zone. So for a Mariner team that likes to pride itself for controlling the zone, there's going to be some good opportunities for this lineup to get in early. Make good contact and hopefully put some runs on the board within the first 2 innings.
Let's hope that is the case. And at least some positive things from yesterday. We saw that J.P. Crawford hit a home run. That's his 2nd home run of the season. And Ty France is on a 7-game hitting streak. So let's hope that his daddy baby powers will still help carry the load for the Mariners. And as he has been moved to the cleanup spot, something that I was not expecting. Maybe I was personally hoping he'd get to the 5th, but then Scott Service moved him all the way to the 4th. And let's speak of that. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Mariners. Leading off, J.P. Crawford, followed by the struggling Julio Rodriguez. But I mean, April's really never his month, but he's still got to pick it up. Then Jorge Polanco, Ty France, who's batting .379, off to a great start. Mitch Haniger at the 5th spot. Then got Mitch Garver, who's really got to get it going. Cal Raleigh, who just hit a home run yesterday. It was his first home run, and only fitting that it would be in Toronto, as he has hit 6 home runs in Toronto. Then Dom Canzone, who is slowly picking up, and Josh Rojas, who struggled heavily yesterday. He will get the start at third base, and let's hope that the Mariners figure it out. And now looking at the injury report, Gabe Spire is on the day-to-day. Sam Haggerty's on the 10-day IL. I thought he was in Tacoma. Cody Bolton is on a 15-day IL. And then scary thing is it says he has kidney stones, according to Ryan Divish. And then Colin Snyder, who took that really nasty hit, he's on a 15-day IL.
Yeah, so a couple of injuries, and you know what, for Cody Bolton, I hope you get over those kidney stones quickly, because that's no joke. That's not that's all that is pain. So hopefully he recovers quick and gets back into the bullpen. But when you look at the lineup, I think this makes a lot of sense. Ty France is right now, when you look at the batted ball data, he's the best. He's the best hitter in our lineup. Putting him in back of Jorge Polanco. Maybe the thought is you're not going to be able to pitch around Ty, which means maybe Polanco sees a little bit more hittable pitches today. I like the move of moving Ty up to the cleanup spot. I think when you look at this roster today, it makes a lot of sense. Having Haniger behind him, I think that's only gonna put Ty in a little bit better of a position to get some of those pitches, maybe drive one out today. And then, of course, Dominic Canzone quietly, slowly and quietly is starting to kind of pick up the tick. He's hitting eighth today, and hopefully, maybe that adds a little bit more protection for Cal Raleigh, who slides down in the order. But overall, pound for pound, I actually kind of like this lineup tonight. And hopefully that translates into some runs early. Hopefully we'll see a little bit more aggression early in counts, and maybe we'll see some traffic on the base pass today.
The only thing I'm hoping out of Ty France is that he doesn't hit into double plays, because when he was up there in the batting order, he did tend to do that, especially a lot last year. So let's hope that he can take advantage of his new opportunity. And looks like we're getting close to the start of the game. And before we get to the start, here is a message from our sponsor in just a moment.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We are proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
Yep. Give that man a call and use that promo code Modern Rooftop to get your home improvement for 20% off. And also, Risbo, it has been a really long time. I think the last time we talked was when we were talking about all my nostalgic videos. I think that's the last time you were in my comments. A lot has happened since, because back then my subscriber count was like maybe around 300. So it's good to see you this time around. And what a time that was. And that was really when it was pure grinding. It still is. But now I'm in a position where at least I have more of a fan base now.
Well, but you got to enjoy the grind. You got to enjoy the grind.
It is very enjoyable, and I know that you are part of your own grind as well. And now we're getting ready for the first pitch. It is brought to you by Modern Exterior Solutions. Get your exterior improvements. And now we're looking for that first pitch. And here is that first pitch, and that is outside for a ball. And we are underway here at the Rogers Center, also known as the Sky Dome, formerly known as. J.P. Crawford's hitting 140 with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. And now here is the pitch. And now here is a fly ball, could be in the gap. And nope, that's going to be caught by the left fielder. Cameraman with his camera job caught by the mustache.
Yeah, the mustache got a good jump on that. But it's good to see JP actually get that bat head through the zone and actually make solid contact. Those are the first steps to actually getting in the groove and driving the ball. And
now we've got Julio Rodriguez batting second in the order. He's now batting 186 with only 3 RBIs, and it's been quite a bit since he's driven a run, and that is in there for a strike. I think the last time he drove in an RBI was when he tied the game against Milwaukee. So it's been quite a bit. So hopefully he steps up today. And now we're looking career versus Chris Bassett, 0 for 3. And here's the pitch. And that is a foul ball. And we're already looking at an 0-2 count.
Yeah, and with that fastball, with that last pitch, his timing was a little off. But that actually is his pitch, because that pitch was right down Broadway.
8 hits this season for Julio this season. 7 of them are singles, so would love to see some extra base hits on top of that. Chris Bass is kind of making some adjustments. And now here is the 0-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss, strike 3, and down goes Julio Rodriguez. And now we got Jorge Polanco.
And that was his little cutter at the top of the zone right there. And he gets Julio to swing. That was not a good at bat for Julio at all.
It was not at all. It was just 3 straight pitches, and next thing you know, he is out of there. Julio looked like he was trying to do a little too much on that. And now here is
100%.
Jorge. Here is Jorge Polanco. He is the third batter. Some say that they should be flipping places. We'll see about that.
100% they should.
Now here's the pitch, and that is outside for a ball. But yeah, Julio, doesn't tend to do much in April. He really doesn't. But against 4 for 11 career against Chris Bassett, so maybe Polanco has a chance today to do something. And now here's the pitch, and that is outside for a ball.
Scott Service did mention this spring the importance of Julio getting off to a fast start. He was aware of it, and last year he was saying that maybe there was a lot of pressure because of the All-Star game, those type of outside environmental issues. But this year was supposed to be the year for Julio to really jump out of the box.
And he was really jacked up about it. It seemed like he was really talking a really big game, but right now he's really just not backing it up. But we got a 3-0 count on Jorge Polanco, so he does have the advantage. And now here's the pitch, and he takes it for a strike. He went red light. He wanted that walk. And at that situation, I was kind of on the green light territory since it is 2 outs.
Yep. He gets a fastball right down the middle of the plate. Yeah, and of course he's going to take it 3-0. Yeah, and again, a little cut fastball inside, in the inner half of the plate, which actually was a good pitch for Polanco to swing at right there.
Mm-hmm. And we're looking at a full count for Polanco. And now here's the pitch. And now here's a fly ball foul.
Yep. Out in front of it a little bit.
11 pitches in for Bassett so far. Polanco trying to get something going for this struggling offense. It seems to be an annual thing where they do struggle offensively in April.
Yeah.
And we're looking at the 3-2. Bassett's taking his time. Feels like that pitch clock isn't going fast enough. And now here is the 3-2 pitch. And that is outside for ball 4. And now Polanco gets on board with the walk. And as usual,
and this is the key to getting to Bassett, making him work. Crawford only had 2 pitches. Julio goes down on 3 straight, and it's nice to see Polanco draw that walker right there.
Really is.
Why do you like him?
Because he gets on base.
And now we got Ty France up to plate. He is the cleanup hitter. Maybe he can do some damage. And now here's the pitch, and that is a strike. Ty France played fantastic yesterday, hoping he can bring momentum, just continue it. Now, before fans get way too excited about Ty France, don't forget he was actually hitting around the same average as he did last season up until this point. 7-game hitting streak, and here's the pitch, and he pops up a foul.
The difference is notable this year. Ty looks like he's dropped 20 pounds. He looks like he's in absolutely fantastic shape, and also he's hitting absolutely fantastic in a 2-strike count. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's now an 0-2 count. So hopefully Ty France can take advantage of what he's good at for this season. Chris Bassett's working on an 0-2 count, 14 pitches in. And now here's the pitch. And that is up high for a ball, 1-2.
His little Mickey Mouse change that he's trying to get the top half call. Didn't get it.
Certainly, yeah. And before this next at-bat, this next pitch, just want to remind that this is actually my 5th consecutive game. And now the throw to first, and that is not in time. The only other game I missed the 2 games I missed were the 2 Cleveland games. And now Ty France, he's working on a 1-2.
No love for Cleveland.
Nope, not at all. Here's the 1-2. And a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. Polanco got on base, but nothing doing. We go to the bottom of the first. It is 0-0.
Little bit of a disappointment of the first for the Mariner offense. A very good, very golden opportunity to shake off a little bit of the rust, some of those bad feelings, and get some traffic on the base. And granted, I thought JP put a nice charge into that ball, but the strikeout on 3 pitches for Julio, I guess it shows you just exactly how far away he is right now. And the only positive was the 7-pitch walk by Polanco.
That was the only thing that really went well, unfortunately so. And we're going to the next inning with George Kirby up on the mound, which last outing of his, it did not go well, but that was the game where everything went wrong. And now I'm distracted by this Jack in the Box commercial. They're showing their popcorn chicken. That is a weakness of mine. It's actually pretty good.
Let me tell you how much I miss Jack in the Box. We don't have Jack in the Box out here in Michigan. As a matter of fact, the closest one is in Indianapolis. I'm not driving to Indy for Jack in the Box, but I do miss the Jumbo Jack. Let me tell you, it's a weakness of mine, the Jumbo Jack.
Oh yeah. Now they're showing the Snoqualmie casino commercial, and gamble responsibly. That's all I can say. The dangerous game to play, especially for sports as well.
Yeah, good thing I was never into sports betting, so
it's a nasty game.
Yeah, I actually like my money, so I like keeping it. So
it's a good idea.
Gambling was never on the to-do list.
Yeah. And now it's George Kirby. He is now 1-1 with a 5.23 ERA. Unfortunately, that Cleveland game pretty much clouded on what we saw from the other game against Boston.
His first start of the season was absolutely brilliant. I think you hit it right on the head for his last start. Everything that could go wrong happened defensively. It just it broke the dam open.
It really did. And now we're looking at a pitch for George Springer. That was a strike. And now here's the 0-1, and that is outside for a ball. 1-1 to count.
But we know what George has. He has electric stuff.
He really does.
Yeah, and he can get most of his pitches over for strikes. So I'm not worried about George Kirby at the start tonight.
The 1-1 pitch and a swing and a miss, strike 2. And I've been saying it for a long time, and I know it's a hot take, but I've always thought of George Kirby as the number 1 and Castillo as the number 2. And that was before the 0-3 start for Luis Castillo. Anyways,
count.
And here's the pitch. And now here's a fly ball into the gap. No, that's not in the gap. It'll go to Julio. He makes the catch.
I always thought as Castillo as our number 3 starter. I actually think Kirby and Gilbert are the 1-2 of the staff.
Especially when Castillo is above his 30s right now. I think he is just above 30.
Still in his prime.
Still in the prime, absolutely. And on the defensive arrangements, that's what they're showing so far. It's about similar as it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Now here's Vlad Guerrero Jr., and here's the pitch. And that is inside for a ball.
Very dangerous hitter. You don't want Vlad to extend on you because he can change change
anything.
The entire momentum of a game with one swing. So you don't want the Blue Jays to strike here.
The last game that George Kirby pitched was in Toronto, game 2 of the wild card series. And now we're looking at a 2-0 count for Vlad. Here's the pitch. And that's a strike as he fouled it.
Yep. Good fastball high. Got Vlad to get under that pitch.
And we're looking at Vlad has 3 straight seasons of 25 home runs or more and 90-plus RBIs. Batting .220. And we're looking at the 2-1. And now here's the pitch. That's a ground ball foul. And that's what you want. Foul balls will take the free strikes.
2-2, a wide array of options. Kirby's got that little knuckle curve that he likes to use as his out pitch. So we'll see if that comes to fruition.
We will see. And we're looking at 2-2 for Kirby. Or for Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Oh.
And here's the 2-2 pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Polanco. And he bobbles the ball in the throw to first. And it's not in time. Polanco had a routiner on him, but then he bobbled it. And now we got a man on first base.
And these are the things that are going to kill your momentum as a team. Routine ground balls. And make no mistake, that was a routine ground ball that he couldn't get a handle on. And instead of having 2 quick outs, now all of a sudden you have a runner on.
You have a runner on first base.
Yeah. Yep. And this is the worst thing that can happen. I don't know. It kind of looked like it was a bang bang play at first. It would be interesting to see if they're going to challenge this. No, I guess not. And now you got Bo Bichette.
Bo Bichette, a very dangerous hitter.
Yep.
First 3 hitters are extremely dangerous. And now we're looking at George Kirby is set. And now here's the pitch. And that is outside for a ball. And this is where you start to get a little bit more nervous. We had a play at first base, and a very easy play, and Polanco just bobbled it. And now we're looking at the 1-0. And now here's the pitch. And that is fouled away.
And with a guy like Bichette, he's a routine double waiting to happen. And the last thing you need right now is to have that error come back to hurt you.
And we're looking at the 1-1 for Bo Bichette. And now here's the 1-1. And a swing and a miss. Strike 2. George Kirby got him on that one. He got him to swing at it.
Yep.
And we're looking at the 1-2. 12 pitches in for Kirby. It really should be 2 outs.
100%.
Now here's the pitch. And that is inside for a ball.
Yep, 2-2. Fastball that ran in on the hands.
Cameras panning to Scott Service. The criticisms of Scott Service is starting to heat up on Twitter.
That's not a surprise.
I am. And now here is the 2-2. And that is fouled away.
Criticism is deserved, though. When you make questionable decisions, you should, be taken to task by some of your fans.
At least some. We're looking at a 2-2. Bo Bichette with a 200 batting average has a chance to raise that. And now here's the 2-2. And now here's a ground ball right to Polanco to throw to second, out, to throw to first, and that's in time for the double play. And that will retire the side. And we go to the top of the second. Still no score. And Eric, just a friendly reminder, no spoilers.
What do you mean? Me?
No, Eric in our chat.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me. I was like, well,
he said double play before it even happened. It made me feel better, but I'm like,
yeah, no, I thought you were talking to me because I am a pitch ahead of you. So
you are. I guess we take
the MLB
turns
on the MLB broadcast. But you know what? That's the thing, man. Lesson learned, man. I don't want to create any spoilers for you. I don't want to take the excitement.
Mm-hmm. And speak of, let me have a breather by playing a video of myself falling on my back. SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code ROOFTOPSPORTS to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you.
Yeah, that was a good backwards ball right there.
It really was. That was on the 7th inning stretch. I was trying to show off my sock because it was for the Aqua socks in the 7th inning stretch. And next thing I know, I'm on my back, and all my friends were just watching me, and they're like, okay. Guy with the camera laughed. Everyone laughed. It was a great moment. And that was during the playoffs of last season, too. Cole Young and Harry Ford were there. I was at that grass area because I was hoping to get a home run, which is why I sat there. And I feel like the general admission seats is actually best seats because you have the option to go from your general seats all the way to right field and sit in the grass.
Oh, yeah, at Everett Memorial.
Great summertime thing.
Everett Memorial Stadium is a nice little minor league ballpark. I really can't say enough about it.
And now here is Mitch Haniger, and that is inside for a ball. Mitch Haniger was one of the best hitters, or still is one of the best hitters, but he has fallen just a little bit, hoping that he can pick that up real soon. And now here's the 1-0. And that is up high for a ball. So the count is in his favor right now at 2 balls and no strikes.
Yep, you're in a position where you're gonna see the pitches that you want to see. The
pitch,
key,
and that is a strike.
yeah, the key is you want to actually get your bat on some of those balls. As he got one right there. He got that little cut fastball that he took for a strike.
And now we're looking at the 2-1 pitch. And that is up high for a ball. Ball 3. We got a 3-1 count. Mitch Haniger has the advantage right now. And Chris Bassett's looking just a little bit shaky. And now here is the 3-1 pitch. And that is up high for ball 4. And Mitch Haniger gets the walk.
Yep.
Why do you like him?
Because he gets on base.
Yeah. Leadoff walk. You got the leadoff guy on. So let's see if the Mariners can capitalize here. Maybe get one into the gap and
let's make it happen. And now here is Mitch Garver up to bat, the free agent signing. Here's the pitch, and that was right up in the middle for a strike.
Yep. Good pitch. He could have
done something off of that. Mitch Garver was from the Texas Rangers, was partially a part of their World Series championship. And now here's the pitch to Garver, and that is foul ball. Mitch Garver hit one of the key home runs against the Houston Astros, especially when they were trailing 3-2.
He had
that in the bag.
Yeah, he had a very good stretch drive last year, and he had an even better playoffs.
He did very well in the playoffs, and that's what they're hoping the Mariners get out of him. Here's the pitch, and that is a ball, just barely missed it. And we're looking at a 1-2 count. Mitch Garver, 50 RBIs last season. Second most in his career. Interesting, because considering he has injury history.
Yeah.
And now we're looking at the 1-2 pitch, and that is low for a ball, 2-2.
Yeah. Mitch is a very good contact hitter. I guess he really does fit the control the zone philosophy of what the Mariners apply. But that was.
And now we're looking at the 2-2 pitch. And now here's a ground ball, and that's going to be a double play. The throw to first, and it's in time. And now we got 2 outs already. Both Mitches are out.
Yeah. And that was just a bad pitch to try to corral. He rolled over and soft weak contact up the middle, double play. Really kills the rally, kills the momentum.
It really does. And I'm coming up with a poll question in just a moment. Oh, and we got Cal Raleigh up to the plate. Let's see if he can continue his dominance of Toronto. Here's the pitch, and that is low for a ball.
It's a little disheartening considering you have a guy who has essentially given up 8 runs in 2 starts. He's been handled pretty thoroughly. And this is a very good opportunity for the Mariners, and they're just not capitalizing.
They are not. Now here is the 2-0 pitch. And now here's a ground ball right to the second baseman. The throw to first, and it's in time. I have a fantasy baseball advice. If you want to really boost your numbers on the pitching part, just start anyone against the Mariners, and you'll get inflated numbers for sure. And also, I just set a poll on Friday. I am considering doing either the Mariners game or against the Cubs or Oakland, their first home game since the relocation announcement. And reasons is my friend Jay Trident podcast. He is finally making his own season debut to do his live show covering the Mariners. So I'm thinking if he wants to get that Mariners audience, and I might as well try to.
That's a good idea. It's a good idea. As a matter of fact, right now, the Oakland fan base is so disillusioned with with John Fisher. I interact quite a bit with A's fans, and they appreciate the love that comes from Seattle. So I think it would be a nice gesture, to show Oakland some love.
And I'll give the Oakland fans the opportunity to vent however much they want. They can say whatever they want. They can say all the John Fisher jokes and comments and throw them in there in the comments. Well, if you want to watch the Mariners game, I'll actually provide the link for his play-by-play if you want to see his play-by-play.
That would be. I think that kills two birds right there.
Two birds with one stone. Now, it would decrease my percentage for Mariners games, but it's one game. It is what it is. Right now, I'm at 10 for 12, so that's not too bad. Is there any way to trade Mitch Garver? He sucks. Okay, well, if the Mariners are going to trade Garver, who are you going to get out of him? Who are you going to get?
Well, okay. So first and foremost, it takes two to tango. So you have to actually have a team that wants him, number one, and willing to take on his contract. That's number two. But the Mariners just signed him, and that's the thing. They're not going to get rid of Mitch Garver. So
Mariners suck. Cost me big money last year. Well, no one forced you to go to those games, but if you want to get some real Mariners coverage, you are right here, Thomas. So, and welcome, by the way. I didn't welcome you, but now I have.
Well, don't lay money. Don't put money down on the money line and bet with the Mariners. What are you doing?
Yeah, don't bet with the Mariners and don't go to their games. Go over here. I'll take their viewerships away and revenue. I'll gladly take their revenue away from them. Now here's the 1-0 pitch to Justin Turner, and that is a strike.
I think you and me both would gladly take their revenue.
We'll take it. We'll take their viewers and revenue. And now Justin Turner is working on a 1-1. And now here's the pitch. And that is a strike, and it's a 1-2 count.
Yeah. Good pitch right there. Slider, outside, low outside corner. Good location.
If Mariners are bad, they should lower ticket prices. I mean, you'll see ticket prices around September getting low if they suck by then. And now here's the 1-2. And that is fouled away.
Yeah, that's never going to happen. Even in a 90 loss season, they're still going to continue with their ticket pricing. They might have a lot.
SeatGeek or StubHub might have it lowered.
Yeah, correct. I mean, some of those third-party ticket agencies.
That's the best way to do it. And here's the 1-2, and strike three called, and that's a strikeout for George Kirby, and we got one down as Justin Turner goes down in strikes, which he was one of the interested names for the Mariners free agency. Could have either been him or Mitch Garver, but they went with Garver, like you said yesterday.
I would be kind of curious to see if the Mariners actually kick the tires on Turner, because it sounds like Garver was their guy from the jump.
It was, and now here's Davis Schneider, who killed the Mariners with that bloop single, and that is a strike. And George Kirby's going right after them. He looks a lot better than what Castillo looked like. How much are Oakland tickets in? How much are the Oakland tickets? I'll look that up, and we'll see what it is. And now here's the 0-1 pitch. And that is a strike.
You'll have your selection of seats, that's for sure, at the Coliseum.
I think they're all glorified general admissions.
Yeah.
You can go to the cheapest one and sneak to the bottom.
Oh yeah.
Now here's like the 0-2. And strike three called again, and George Kirby with another strikeout.
It's the old Kingdome days where you would buy a 300 ticket and then sneak down to the 100 level.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of people flooding, or there could be a couple doing things at the very upper level where no one can see them. But I don't know. That's what happened before. That's how bad it really is. And now here's the pitch to Kevon Biggio. And that is a strike. RJ, you can't take this anymore. We're in the second inning. No runs scored so far, for now at least.
You don't like watching a good pitcher's duel?
And here's the 0-1 pitch. And that is a ball. I mean, you can't blame him. I mean, the offense is a stink hole right now.
It really is.
And now Biggio's working on a 1-1, the son of Craig Biggio.
Yeah.
And now here's the pitch. And that is outside for a ball.
Caven, the name Caven, odd name.
Very. I first thought it was Kevon. I keep saying it wrong, too. And now we're looking at a 2-1. And now here's the pitch. And that is a strike.
Decent hitter, though.
And for Oakland, if you want seats from, if I can find it. And now here's the 2-2. And that is outside. Their cheapest ticket is $14, and their most expensive goes to $330. Home plate is around $85, which is still a lot cheaper than Mariners tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking at the 3-2. And now here's the pitch. And here's a line drive, and that's going to be a base hit. And Kevon Biggio gets on base with a single.
Yeah, for sure. That was, a 3-2 count. He leaves one a little up, and Biggio takes advantage. Nice little single. Good piece of hitting for Biggio.
And 29 pitches in for Kirby. It's a little bit higher than what we would like. And now we got the big boy trying to figure out who he is. It's Alejandro Kirk, who was part of the killers of yesterday's game. And we're looking at for George Kirby. And now here's the pitch. And that is up high for a ball. I know it's not likely, but do you think Oakland went to the World Series this year? Stadium will be packed or dead? Now it's a pretty complicated question.
Well, here's the thing, though, right? If the Oakland A's were to have one of those magical runs and get there, I would.
And
probably
here's a
assume
ground ball right to Polanco, throw to first in time. Aside from that hit by Biggio, we go to the top of the third. No runs.
I would assume that considering this is the last year in Oakland, and if they have a playoff run, they would probably pack the house.
They'll pack the house, and on the very last game, they'll rip off the seats.
So here's an interesting thing on on SeatGeek. There's right behind home plate for $60. It looks like these are some really good tickets for actually really good prices in the Coliseum. So there's definitely good seats to be had for well below market value.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, if you're looking for tickets, whether it's at T-Mobile Park or at the Oakland Coliseum, check out SeatGeek. Use the promo code Rooftop Sports and get $20 off.
Exactly. Use it, especially for that Oakland game, which I'm heavily considering to cover.
I think you should. I think you should pull the trigger. Don't even think about it. If Jay decides to do the Mariner play-by-play, Oakland would be great. We got 71% still says Chicago and the Mariners. 28% says Oakland game. But I got the final call anyway. I don't go by committee or vote. Although, the Modesto idea is a pretty good idea too.
I do like the Modesto idea, and I'm heavily considering the Modesto idea for sure.
Because I still think you get the Mariner audience with Modesto.
Still get the Mariner audience.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, by the way, on the Toronto broadcast right now, they're interviewing a mascot. It's the Canadian it's a Canadian dollar mascot, so it's the Loonie or the Toonie or whatever they call it. Yeah, so they have a Canadian dollar mascot. How about that?
I've been doing good, my friend. How about you?
That was Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Speaking Korean. Fantastic.
And completed his sentences. Couldn't help it. That's a fact. And YouTube cannot be offended by that. And now here is Dominic Canzone. And that is a strike. I get a lot of accounts that like to name themselves.
Somebody will find that offensive.
I think he will itself. Now here's the 0-1 and a swing and a miss. And what was that swing by Dominic Canzone? He has like the weirdest swing. Like when he swings and misses, it looks bad.
It looks bad.
But then when he actually makes contact, it's a beautiful hit. And now we're looking at the 0-2 count. And that's foul ball.
Yeah, and it's really feast or famine for Canzone right now. There's no in between. There's no solid contact single. It's either he hits the ball hard or he doesn't at all.
Exactly. Just like Eugenio Suarez and Teoscar. And we're looking at the 0-2. Bassett's shaking him off. Now he's got what he wants. And now here's the 0-2 pitch. And now here's a ground ball right to the second baseman. Easy throw to first, and it's in time.
Yep, out in front again on a high, on a pitch high in the zone, and he rolled over. Easy ground ball out for Biggio.
We got another audience. We got Morningwood Academy. Julio is becoming concerning. He's an excellent two-way player, but his hitting isn't where it needs to be for him to be worth that much money. I mean, it was still a bargain contract. And now here's the pitch. I mean, if that's a Scott Boras, he would have tried to get him to $1 billion contract.
But the thing about it is most of that contract is incentive, and it's really a team-friendly deal.
It is a very team-friendly deal,
base salary wise. By the way, I love the name of that commenter. Commenter is what Morningwood Apartments.
Morningwood Academy.
Morningwood Academy. Yeah, I went to Morningwood. I used to live in Morningwood Manor.
Now here's Josh Rojas with a 2-0. And that is fouled away.
Let's go, Josh.
2-1 count. He's got to do something.
Let's get this ball rolling and, get a guy on base. Put some pressure on Bassett. They're making it look easy for Bassett. And that's, and it's problematic because Bassett is not a world beater. The Mariners actually have pretty good success against Bassett too.
And we're looking at a 2-2 count for Bassett, or for Rojas, as he did swing and miss. JP Crawford, I believe, is on deck.
He is.
And here it is, the pitch. Now here's a ground ball foul. I think I have Chris Bassett on my fantasy team. I do have Chris Bassett, so Chris Bassett's going to get me some numbers.
Oh, are you throwing him today in your with your team?
I threw him in. And now Josh Rojas is looking at a 2-2 count. And now here is the pitch. And here's a ground ball, and that will get through for a base hit. And Josh Rojas finally gets on base as he had a goose egg of a day last night. Rojas gets on base.
You're looking at a sinker that didn't sink, hung out on the outside edge of the plate. Good swing going the other way. That's exactly what the Mariners need right now.
It had a good exit velocity too of 99.
Yep.
Might as well run it up to 100. And now we got JP Crawford. Now, can he extend this inning? Let's hope he does. 40 pitches for Bassett. Now here's the pitch, and that is outside for a ball. Good eye by Crawford. Looks like he's going to be a little bit more patient this time than he was on the last one. He was a bit jittery on the last one. And now we're looking at the 1-0. Because why not try to get Julio the opportunity? And here's the 1-0 pitch. Right. And that is a strike.
Yep. Bottom of the zone right
fastball.
There. Yep. And it's those kind of pitches that, as we saw yesterday with JP, where he hit that off-speed pitch way down in the zone and he corked it out. It seems that he can handle that pitch. It's surprising that he took it.
And it's a 2-1 pitch for JP Crawford as he takes a ball.
There you go.
Chris Bassett is at 42 pitches. Crawford's 0 for 1. Now here's the pitch, and that is outside for ball 3. 3-1. Dirty Baseball, how's it going? Nice to see you today.
We're only in the top of the third, so Bassett has thrown some pitches so far, and I like the approach. Last two batters, Rojas worked to a full count, got a base hit. And now, here's JP in a very good count.
And we're looking at a 3-1 count for JP Crawford. And hopefully he can either walk or get on base or do anything useful. Just not get out. Bassett's the set, and the 3-1. And that is ball 4. And Josh Rojas was running, but doesn't matter.
Yep.
He gets on base.
Why do you like
Because he gets on base.
I like the aggression right there, putting Rojas in motion on the 3-1, and good approach there by JP to draw the walk. And now here comes Julio.
If Julio can do something, that would just do wonders. And yes, he's batting second in the order. He did strike out last time, but let's hope that this changes this time. Julio 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Here's the pitch. And that is in there for a strike. That looked like a pretty good pitch to hit.
Yep. Check swing.
Mariners seem to be a very check swing happy team. I see a lot of check swings. Julio batting 182 with 3 RBIs. And Bassett's the set. And now here's the pitch. And that is fouled. And already down to 2 strikes. And yes, dirty baseball. I agree with you. He better hit a home run. Anything less at this point, I think, would be disappointing unless it gets in a run.
How about a nice solid base hit to drive in a run? I mean, obviously the 3-1 shot would be great, but he doesn't really need it. And by the way, the Mariners are hitting 347 with runners in scoring position. So that's, that's what, that's something that you'd like to see. But, again, Julio to get back in the swing of things. How about just a nice, easy swing for a base hit?
And Julio's working on a 1-2. Bassett's ready. Now here's the 1-2 pitch. And that is outside for ball 2. And we got a 2-2 count for Julio Rodriguez. Finally, he's being patient this time. Bassett's walked 3 of the first 10 batters. So he is having problems. And it looks like we got a time called.
Yep.
Trying to get Bassett all calm.
Yep. The Blue Jays are at double play depth.
They really are.
Oh.
Nearly 50. Thank you. And now I wonder what this is about. And now here's a 2-2. And here's a ground ball. Going to be a double play ball to throw to first. And it is in time. And he leaves 2 men on base. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Still nothing.
And it looks like they were potentially going to challenge that play, but it looked like Julio was out by.
I think he was out by a mile.
Yeah, he was out by a full step, but that's an absolute killer. He started off that at bat taking a hittable strike and then swinging at a pitch that he probably had no business swinging at. Did a pretty good job to get back and do it, but ultimately it's a double play that absolutely is just a killer. By the way, that's the second double play the Mariners have grounded into in the first 3 innings.
It's just absolutely unfortunate, and we are still hoping the Mariners get any kind of runs. It's been a while since the Mariners have actually led a game. Yeah. It's been since Saturday since they led anything. Actually, no, it was Sunday. They led 1-0, and then everything went 12-4 after that.
And this, that had to have been a part of the game plan, giving George Kirby a nice little early run, so he doesn't feel like he has to be perfect. Very good opportunity there against Bassett, but again, they couldn't check in with runners in scoring position. It's a shame.
And in the commercial, meanwhile, they're talking about Rick Griffin on his journey to cancer survival. Rick Griffin, the longtime trainer of the Mariners, and I believe he still is. I think he retired, but he was there for a long time.
Oh yeah,
he was actually an all-star in '95 as the all-star trainer.
I remember Rick Griffin. Yeah, back in the Kingdom days, he's been around for quite a while, man. Good guy.
Must have been a fun guy to work with.
Well,
and now looks like we are going to be back from the break. And they're showing the advertisement for the Griffey bobblehead. I still don't know which home run he robbed on that one. If he was wearing the dark blue one, that would have been off of Juan Gonzalez, but I'm not sure about this one. Maybe it's off the one from your Arias of the California Angels in '96. I'm thinking of that one.
I wonder if it's the depicting the catch that he made against the Orioles in '95 where he broke his wrist.
No, because it didn't have him running.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Didn't have the angle. It's like a robbing home run.
I got you.
And we got Isaiah Keener. Can't even say his name. Don't even
want
to.
Isaiah Kiner Falefa.
We're looking at a 1-1 count so far.
Never trust a man with a hyphen.
No. Ryan Roland - Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And we're looking at the 1-1.
Why can't you just settle on one last name?
They try to call him the hyphen. You're
That actually
unbelievable,
was.
Mike.
That actually is a really good. That was a good nickname for Ryan Roland Smith.
You're the hyphen.
Mm-hmm. Had a really good. Had a really. I think he had a really solid rookie season, and then
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
sputtered out after that. Good pitch right there by Kirby.
Who was that marketing guy that they were using? Well, he was not the market, but he was the actor for the marketing guy because he had a bunch of weird ideas. Remember, he had the Three Musketeers. He was gonna have he was gonna have Lenny the Latte take over, although that was a dream, but I'm sure he thought of it.
Lenny the Latte.
Now here's the pitch. And now here's a pop fly, and that is out of play. I remember when Jamie Moyer nagged him to say no nachos before bed. I remember when I was at the Kingdom, I gave the Moose nachos, and I think it was my fault that he had that dream because after that, he must have gone on a nacho addiction. Must have been off of that. And now here's the 0-1. Now here's a line drive, and that's going to drop in the gap for a base hit. And is he going to go to second base? No, he will hold. At least the Mariners have a double play opportunity, but when you're the Mariners and you see a guy on base, you're always going to get nervous.
Dalton Varsho gets out in front of a changeup right there and puts it in the gap. Good on Mitch Haniger to cut it off right there and hold Varsho to a single.
Something tells me that I think if Teoscar was feeling that, he would have found a way to get that through. They would have went through him. I just feel it.
Yeah, Teoscar was not a good defender.
He was not. I think he's a worse defender than Mitch. Now here's the pitch.
Oh,
that is a ball.
100% he's a worse defender than Mitch.
I mean, yeah. I mean, one of them has better power, but I will still take a healthy Mitch Haniger over Teoscar, no matter what they say.
Yeah.
And we're looking at the 1-0. And here's a throw the first, and it's in time. And I do think even with solid, good ownership, I still think Teoscar would have been gone. Even with good ownership, still wouldn't have mattered. And Springer's 0 for 5 in this series. So at least
I don't know.
Held him.
That's a good question. That's a very good question.
And a foul ball.
It's hard to say if there was good ownership if they would have retained Teoscar. They probably would have kept Suarez though.
Suarez and Kelenic, I think, would say, and they would have been willing to eat the Marco and Evan White contracts.
Yeah, probably.
And I'm 1-1. And now here's the pitch, and that is a foul ball. Good to get him on strike 2.
I'm glad that they got off Marco Gonzalez's and Evan White's contracts.
Yeah, Evan White's a sad story.
Yeah.
Injuries literally killed his career.
Could not stay healthy.
And we're looking at the 1-2. Oh, he tried to go, and George Kirby didn't even notice. Might want to pay attention to that one. I wonder if he's going to try to steal second. Like, he tried to steal, but George Kirby didn't even notice. Here's the pitch. And that is a foul ball.
Pesky Dalton Varsho.
16 for 23. Stolen bases last season. And we're looking at the 1-2.
They'll swipe one.
Now here's the 1-2. And that is fouled again.
Yep.
Still a 1-2 count. Eric said White is a good example of taking that contract. He was right to not bet on himself. Good on Evan White that he did not bet on himself. And we're looking at the 1-2 and a swing and a miss. It's foul tip. Springer's really fighting him off.
That's funny. He was right to not bet on himself. That's Well, I mean, that was a leap of faith by the Mariners organization to extend him.
I actually was against that move because I was like, he hasn't even played Major League Baseball yet. It was kind of a off the wall move.
Basically getting the money in Double-A.
Yeah, it's a very well paid Double-A player. Now here's the 1-2. And fouled again. Evan White that's a sad thing. If he can't get healthy, he may not see Major League Baseball again.
Well, I think I thought I heard that he was going to be ready to go for spring with the Angels. I read that. I read that earlier this offseason that there was going to be no restrictions for Evan White when it came to spring training.
Now, and runner goes 1-2, swing and foul ball.
Now, whether or not that he lasted spring training, who knows?
Varsho is really getting a lot of workout now with the amount of time he's trying to steal base.
Yeah, Springer is. Yeah. Springers were making Kirby work here. 45
pitches, which you don't like to see because Scott Service, he will. And here's the throw to first, and it's not in time.
But I think they may have called Bach because now Dalton Varsho is second base.
You got to give credit to Dalton that he really did mess up with George Kirby's head.
Yep. And now runners in scoring position.
Still don't understand how that's a balk, though. I've seen worse where I still don't see how that's a balk. And now here's the 1-2. And fouled again.
Yep.
George Kirby's lucky to be able to throw a 97, but that may not last.
46 pitches for Kirby so far.
Not good. I wonder if Service may even call to the bullpen right now because of that. And now we're looking at the 1-2 for George Springer. And here is the pitch. And now here's a line drive, and that gets right through for a base hit. Julio, you better hustle because we got to throw to nowhere, and the Blue Jays are going to take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, you kind of had a feeling that was going to happen. As soon as Varsho landed on second base, you essentially had a 10-pitch at bat here. He was battling off, and then he finally gets the fastball and just laces it into center field for a base hit there. 1-0 Blue Jays.
It is 1-0.
And this is even more demoralizing considering that the Mariners had a very golden opportunity in the top half of this last inning in the third, and wasn't able to take the early 1-0 lead.
Couldn't do anything. And now here's Vlad Guerrero Jr., who really has a chance to do damage against the Mariners.
Vladdy. And this is a situation where you have to be precise with your pitches because, granted, George has been worked in this inning, but the last thing you want to do is lose your focus and, give Vlad Jr. an excuse to crush one into the second deck in left field.
And Vlad Guerrero just fouled it back. He's now 2 for 5 in the series. He's actually contributed. Mariners, I believe, have yet to throw a shutout with the exception of that Boston game. Now here's the pitch, and that is fouled away. We're looking at an 0-2 count for Vlad Guerrero Jr. George Kirby is approaching 50 pitches, and it's only the third inning.
Mm-hmm.
Both pitchers have been getting work, but Bassett's been able to get away with it. And now here's the 0-2. Now here is a ground ball right to Rojas, a throw to second. Is that in time?
Yeah, they'll get one. They'll get the lead runner at second base, but
there was no double play to be done because there was just too much ground to make up for Josh Rojas.
Yeah, that too. But also Polanco's positioning at the second base bag was not exactly conducive to make the relay throw to first. So
he kind of broke the back a little bit too. Broke the bat.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, look at Springer. He dove right into Polanco.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pitch number 50 for George Kirby. He's already having a difficult inning.
Yeah.
It was because of that mind game that was played against him. Here's the pitch, and Bo Bichette fouls it. And you want to be careful on Bo Bichette as well. But he is 0 for 1 so far. He grounded into a double play in the first inning.
You have a YouTube comment from Emancification One. Every year, Julio starts off slow, 107 mile an hour with a -15 launch angle. Hits it hard, but buried into the ground. Facts.
That is facts. And we're looking at an 0-2 count. One for 5 in this series. Now here's the 0-2 pitch. And fouled again. And that's what the Blue Jays are doing. They are just completely playing foul ball on them. And Mariners have really got to win this. They cannot afford to lose this series. Yes, I know it's April, but you just don't want anything to kill the confidence of this team. And I don't want to depend on another 14-game winning streak or a 21-win month. They shouldn't have to do that. Now here's the 0-2, and that was actually a pitch out, it seemed like, and that's going to be a 1-2 count. I guess they just want to throw off Bichette and not have him fouling off so much. We're looking at 54 pitches. Jerry DePoto's favorite number.
Oh, boy.
And now we're looking at the 1-2. And now here's a fly ball drilled to left field. Forget about that one. It is now 3-0 off that home run by Bo Bichette. And this game is just slipping away real quickly.
Yep. 431 feet distance, 110 exit velo off the bat of Bichette, and he got it all.
Yeah, the moment he hit that, and the moment you talked, I'm like, oh, this is a home run, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, good Lord. He hung one right there at the bottom of the zone, and you can't make those mistakes to a guy like Bichette.
Yeah, just look at Bo Bichette. He did that little Albert Pujols walk.
Oh, yeah.
And it may have killed the confidence, but the Mariners still have 6 innings, so they cannot just fold. And that is a strike.
Yep. If only Julio gave Kirby some confidence scoring in the top half of this inning, you and me both.
At this point, we really just cannot blame George Kirby this much at this point. Here's the pitch, and that is a foul ball. Thomas De La Rosa, I don't blame you, but right now it's the bottom of the third.
That's the thing was we were talking about the opportunity against Bassett because it was an opportunity for the Mariners to get on the board early, hand Kirby a lead, so he doesn't have to be perfect, and now all of a sudden you're in an 0-3 hole. It's demoralizing.
Fouled back, and it's going to be 0-2. And this is where Eugenio Suarez would have been useful. He would have given that good vibes, and Mariners don't have that, which is why I was devastated about that trade. It's going back to that. And we're looking at the 0-2 count, and that is fouled away. And again, the fouling is just continuing.
Yep. 59 pitches, yep. We're in the third. Yeah, they made him work.
You don't think the Mariners offense will come back? Well, it doesn't look like it right now, doesn't it? They do make a comeback, but when it's late. Yeah. Now here's the 0-2, and that is fouled again. What do you think about rigged sports? What are you talking about, Thomas?
Like what's rigged?
This ownership.
Yeah. There you go.
And now we're looking at an 0-2 count for Justin Turner. Now here is the pitch. And here is a line drive, and it just continues, and that's going to be a base hit. And Justin Turner's going to go to second base for a double.
Yep, 2-out double. The inning continues, and again, it looked like it was a two-seam fastball in, and that was the same pitch that he wrote for a double down the left field line yesterday.
The only positive thing about this show is I have 64 views in the first 3 innings. That's literally the only positive thing about this game is just myself, which is pretty sad. And I don't want it to be that way. It looks like Pete Woodworth is having a talk with George Kirby. Maybe you should have had a talk with him a little bit earlier than that. 60 pitches in for Kirby, and I wonder if the bullpen's going to have some activity today.
You think?
We would just love not to. We would love the Mariners not to get swept, but it's at this pace, it's really looking like. And here's Davis Schneider. Now here's the pitch, and that is outside for a ball.
Yeah,
look, all the Mariner fans, they're saying the game is over, all doom and gloom. Again, I don't blame you.
Dude, I love the doom and gloom crowd. I just love it. I especially love the ones that are like, dude, the season is over. Over.
Hey, what about this fan? No, we got this, guys. We got this. It's okay. You just gotta believe in them. Good vibes only.
Yep. The true to the blue crowd.
Yeah, the very true to the blue crowd since 2022. Now here's the 2-0 pitch, and that is fouled away.
Yep.
David Schneider's trying to do a little. He's trying to use his magic mustache. Last night with runners in scoring position, Blue Jays 4 of 13. Mariners were 0 for 3.
This coming from your comment section from Eric. This rotation is supposed to be a top 5,
and that's a strike.
He said this rotation is supposed to be a top 5 in the game, and Wu instead of Hancock wouldn't fix it to this point. They will turn it around, but yikes. Yeah, yikes indeed.
And the Mariners don't exactly have the most favorable schedule either. They have started heavy. And now here's the 2-2. And that is a 3-2 count. The only positive thing is maybe we just get these teams over with.
Their April schedule is pretty tough. I think they're only breathers when they go to Colorado.
And even then you don't want to depend on that either.
Where are the Oakland A's when you really need them? But if they were facing the Oakland A's.
And here is a fly ball to left field, but Canzone is there, and he makes the catch. I don't want to depend on Oakland either.
Yeah, that's what they would probably end up losing 2 out of 3 to Oakland, but mercifully this inning comes to an end. And now it's time for the Mariner bats to at least come back with one. I would love to see them chip away at this lead. Put a statement up there, get one of these runs back, and get themselves into this game.
Yeah, let's do that. Since 2022, I have been growing this YouTube channel, and I just want to say thank you very much for being part of the growth and for the future. I now have memberships to offer for you. I got 2 different ones. I got Rooftop Fans and Rooftop Super Fans. For Rooftop Fans, which is $1.99 per month, you'll get loyalty badges to give you priorities for responses to comments, and you will even have access to special emojis that I made myself. As for Rooftop Superfans, which is $4.99 per month, you will not only get the benefits of Rooftop Fans, you will also get priority to future videos, including nostalgic videos. So go ahead and check out my membership, and thank you for your support. Yep, if you do feel that you would like to support the Rooftop Fans or the Super Fans, $2 a month or $5 a month. And
come on, Super Fans.
After a series like this, I think that Oakland, maybe I could use a break from Oakland. Not saying I'm a bandwagon or a Fairweather fan, but maybe I'd like to at least see the atmosphere of that Oakland game. And even if the Mariners swept through and we're off to a huge great start, I'd still be tinkering with that decision.
Understandable. Man, that was a shell shock of a bottom of the 3rd inning. That blast by
Bichette.
Yeah, Bichette really kind of took the wind out of the sails. It's going to be interesting to see if the Mariners are going to be able to respond, right? Because the one thing you don't want to do is come back with a 1-2-3 inning. Yeah,
and I think the Julio thing really just made it, when he couldn't get anything out of it, made it more demoralizing. Here's the pitch, and that is a strike. And Polanco was trying to draw a bunt, but I don't think there's any reason to draw a bunt. I mean, Julio could have just drawn a bunt in the last inning, and that would have been just fine because it was only 1 out. But the Mariners never bunt. They play the Moneyball style, unfortunately. Now here's the 0-1 pitch, and that is outside for a ball. Yeah. And Eric, you would think so that this has to be the inning Bassett falls apart, but I wouldn't depend on that. And now we're looking at the 1-1. And that is a strike. That was a nice curveball by Chris Bassett.
Dropped it right there in the pocket. So now it's 1-2.
And we're looking at 1-2. Jorge Polanco is batting 175. And now here is the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. And there's just nothing doing with this offense.
It was a weak ass swing on a pitch that was tailing away from him, and it was, about as pathetic as the swing as you're gonna
really
see.
Is. The J-Rod squad is still available for admission. I have not sat at the J-Rod squad, and nor that I will, because I want to be able to see the Jumbotron. And Ty France takes a swing, and that is a foul ball.
Looks like he broke his bat. No, I've never sat in the J-Rod squad either. I'm not into that kitschy Mariners promotional. Like, I never sat in the Kings Court either. I thought it was cheesy.
I actually sat in it once, and it was okay. I got a turkey out of it, but other than that, it's like free shirt and a card, and you're just screaming.
Right. Yeah, you're holding up the sign shouting K.
K, 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 K. Just don't say it 3 times in intervals. Wow. And now here is, and that's a foul ball.
Fan since 92 is coming hard on Polanco. This always happens.
Let him have it.
Polanco is Colton Wong. Yeah, well.
At least he has a home run already, so. Now here's Ty France with an 0-2 already. And now here is the pitch. And that is up high for a ball.
Yeah, no, Emancipication 1 is completely correct. These bats all seem like they're swinging for the fences, and they are.
It's just undisciplined swinging.
That's a part of the control the zone philosophy. They wanted to be more contact oriented, but as you can tell, they're sitting back and waiting for a 3-run home run that's just not going to come.
They're just trying to force it, and that's why they're getting all those hard hits, and it just lands on a glove. And 57 pitches for Chris Bassett so far.
They put so much stock in exit velo, in barrel rates and all these saber metrics, and it's like the nexus of a swing is just to get out in front and put a good bat onto the ball and take a single if you get it. You know what I mean? Take what a pitcher's willing to give you.
And we're looking at a 1-2 count for Ty France. Ty France really has got to get this thing going.
Got him.
And now here is the pitch. And check swing, did he go? I think he did go, and that's going to be strike 3.
Yep.
And he goes down in strikes. And Ty France is not having a good game either.
And he got, and Bassett put a split in the dirt, and he got Ty to chase a little bit.
If we lose tonight, fire coaching staff, everyone. I don't blame you for saying it, but it just will not happen. Jerry DiPoto does believe in this coaching staff, and a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Now here's Mitch Haniger up to the plate.
It would be interesting to see if John Stanton says, we'll bring DiPoto back, but you need a new manager. I would wonder if he would cut ties with Service.
Honestly, I don't even know if John Stanton even know who that even is. Like, I was making jokes on Twitter going, Mariners might be interested in this guy. And I go, John Stanton doesn't even know who that is. And now here's the pitch. That is up high for a ball, 1-1. Kevin, they moved him up because they thought he could do something, but I think number 5 would have been more appropriate for him.
Well,
he was 0-4 in the series.
He was coming in off a 7-game hitting streak, and so you want him up in the lineup. Give Polanco a little protection. It just hasn't worked out.
It's the players, not the coaching. Everyone's batting under 200, but that's also on the coaching, not setting that accountability.
No, and Eric is absolutely right. Emancipication is absolutely right.
And now here is a fly ball. It's going to be a popped up, and that's going to retire the side. And that's exactly what we feared, is not only the Mariners giving up 3 runs, but responding with absolutely nothing. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. It is still 3-0 Blue Jays.
The Twitter comment from Emancipication says we've been facing hard pitchers lately, from Boston to the Guardians. But doing it when we face Bassett, who clearly doesn't have his stuff, we got to take control of the game 100%. 100%. This is Bassett's a guy that we faced in the past and have had very good success off of, and this is inexcusable.
To say that it's very inexcusable is a huge understatement.
Mm-hmm. I like what Eric says right here in the comments, though. He's calling it the Cano curse, and I kind of like that too, because it's kind of true. Ever since
Gordon, Frazier, Wong, Polanco,
mm-hmm.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, it's still a little early on Polanco. I think Polanco is actually a good professional hitter. I actually would bet on Polanco turning it around, but right now
you can only hope. And my other theory is, I think the whole thing about what we see on Twitter, I think the fact that some of those fans are more passionate about, they seem to be more passionate holding other fans accountable on what they say than actually holding the team accountable. And I think that in some ways that does hurt the team, because if Mariners were doing this in New York or Boston or even Atlanta or Philadelphia, Twitter would be a lot more colorful against the team rather than.
But also the local media would be taking them to task. I mean, that's the difference of being in towns that win a lot. The media just will not stand for this type of mediocrity.
But we have the Seattle media that goes out of their way to protect them. And I don't even 100%. Know one member of the Seattle media that actually does go against them. It's maybe KJR. That's about it. Here's the pitch.
Divish does a good job. Divish does a good job at taking to cast, because he just doesn't have an emotional stake in the game. And former Mariner beat writer Jeff Baker always took him to task.
Jeff Baker. I also liked Larry Stone was also who I thought was solid.
Yeah.
Now here's the pitch. Now here's a line drive, and that is a base hit. But Jeff Baker was an interesting character. I got to know him a little bit more with the whole stadium thing.
Baker's
and that's where he was like. And that was a base hit by Biggio, who did start pretty much. I believe he started the rally last time, unless it was a different player.
Nope. Yeah, Biggio got started on the last rally with a base hit to right. This time he just loops a little dunker into left field.
And he does make an Emancipatation also makes a great point that it's going to be a very tough schedule.
Yeah.
And now here's the pitch, and that is outside for a ball.
It's a very real possibility that this team can be well below 10 games below 500 by the end of the month if they don't wake up.
Very much. And now here is the pitch to Kirk. And now here's the throw to second, and it is. And he loses the ball.
Polanco again.
Polanco, I think if I'm Scott Service, if this game does not go the way it is, I think Service should bench Polanco for that. That's just not acceptable.
That ball was on the right side of the bag, and all he had to do was bring the glove down. That would have been an out, and he can't control the ball. It pops out of his glove, and that's probably I think that's what now the second error on Polanco. Error.
Now here's the pitch, and that is a strike. The thing is, I do think coaching is a problem, because if these problems just keep on happening,
right,
then that means coaches are not holding the accountable. I mean, you can only be the best friend for so long.
Oh, and the thing about it is the Mariners have Perry Hill. He's supposed to be an infield defensive wizard, helping these guys, refine their game. And it's he's got his work cut out.
Nothing much doing, as Kirk did ground it out. And that throw was on the money. That is correct. Yeah. But if I'm Service, I would, unless Polanco actually contributes, I would bench him for the next game, even if it means to possibly risk a sweep. I'd rather lose at one more game than let Polanco keep doing the mistakes and we lose anyway. And now here's the pitch, and that is a little bit outside for a ball.
Emancipatation says Polanco sure doesn't have good D, but I'm sure his wife disagrees with that.
And we're looking at the 1-0 for Isaiah. Now here's the pitch. And that is just in there for a strike. Mariners are lucky to even get an out in this inning.
Yeah. With a runner at second base, this has the potential of oh boy.
Oh boy, spoilers. And now here's the 1-1. And now here is the line drive, and that's going to get in the gap for a base hit. That's going to score in another run, and it's going to be a 4-0 Blue Jays lead with a double. Like, I'm getting like 2008 feelings. I remember when it was 2008, this is how the Mariners lost. Like, they didn't just lose, like they got destroyed like every single game, and it was just painful to watch.
And it's that's the thing. It's like Kirby has the rough inning in the third. Pitch makes a lot of pitches, gets a little rattled, and here we are in the fourth. And when you're giving up a double to Isaiah Kiner Falefa, you got problems. Yeah, and Emancipation is right. He's leaving everything up too high. Yeah.
Yep, and here's the pitch, and that is a ball. I wonder if this could be the last inning for George Kirby. He's getting up there in the pitches.
Yeah, 77 pitches already.
You got to get the bullpen going, which is ironically the strength of this team, no matter how banged up they are. And now here's the 1-0, and that is a strike.
And the thing about it is last night Tyson Miller pitched 2 innings, so he's not going to be available tonight. So it's probably going to be Austin Voth. Probably if this is the last inning, then Voth could probably carry 2 out of the bullpen. And sure enough, Trent Thornton's up right now. He's up and getting one of the
pitch, and that's gonna be a 2-1 count.
Yep. So Service is not wasting any time.
Nah, he wasted time. He didn't do it sooner. And now we're looking at and we're looking at the 2-1 count, and that is up high for ball 3. I think at this point should just intentionally walk the guy.
Well, the thing about it is you want your young pitchers to battle through adversity to see if they can get through challenging periods of the game. But that being said, you also kind of want to have a short leash because you don't want the game to get out of hand.
And that is a strike, and we're looking at a full count for George Kirby. And this game has just been an absolute disaster already. Mariners actually had their opportunities, and they completely blew it.
Yep.
And now here is the 3-2 pitch, and that is popped up, and is that playable? Rojas is there. He makes the catch, and that's going to be 2 down.
Big out right there by Josh Rojas, keeping his eye on the ball and tracking that down in foul territory. That was also so huge for George Kirby.
George Kirby. Josh Rojas has actually exceeded my expectations as of now as a third baseman.
Yep. This is why you're not seeing Luis Urias at all.
No, he's been seeing absolutely nothing.
No.
With the exception of a home run.
Oh.
And now here is the pitch. And now here's another line drive, and that's going to be a base hit, and they're going to score in another run, and the throw to the plate, and it is not in time. It is now 5-0 Blue Jays.
And this is starting to get starting to get bad for Kirby. He's literally just not he's not getting his pitches down where he wants to. He's not locating it, and he's leaving everything up and out over the plate. And Toronto is taking full advantage of his fastball.
Oh man, and there was actually a solid play. It's just that Mitch Haniger's arms just was not enough for it.
Yeah.
And we're looking at 83 pitches for Kirby.
And instead of getting out of this inning in a timely fashion, and now all of a sudden you got the top of the order, and now it's Vlad Guerrero Jr. and this thing can get broken wide open if it already hasn't.
And Vlad Guerrero is looking at a 1-0. And now here's the 1-0 pitch. And that is in there for a strike. And we're looking at the 1-1 count for Vlad Guerrero. And now here's the pitch. And now here's a throw to second base. And that is just off. And that has been thrown out in the outfield. And now we got a runner on third base.
Unbelievable. And it's it's the mistakes that the Mariners are killing themselves with. This is routine baseball 101, and this is and the thing about this is this is Cal Raleigh, but it's also a little bit on Polanco again, because that ball was could have easily been corralled.
Now here's the pitch, and now here's a ground ball right to J.P. Crawford to throw to first, and it's in time. And I thought he was going to bobble that, but that will retire the side. And the Blue Jays put in 2 more runs in this game. We go to the top of the 5th. It is now 5-0 Toronto, and I am going to need a minute breather because of that one. A word from our sponsor.
Modern Exterior Solutions is a fully licensed and insured full-service exterior renovations company serving Seattle and East Side communities. We know that a home is one of your most important possessions. That's why we're committed to providing high-quality, affordable home renovations for each customer's individual budget. We're diverse enough to meet the challenges of any project you put in front of us. Our workmanship minimizes the use of third-party services, and our team works together to meet all your deadlines. Anytime there's a challenge, we work with you to find a solution. We're proud to work with distributors of quality brand products with durable, ample protection from the elements for a variety of applications, including James Hardie siding and trim. Talk with us today about your project's needs, and we can help you solve all the challenges along the way.
And what a disaster that this game has been so far. As Steve is now in the bathroom. Hope it's a meaningful one.
Yeah, it was it was right on the money. This is what's disappointing is this was supposed to be the game where the Mariners could take advantage of Chris Bassett early and give George Kirby the comfortable early lead. But it's the other way around, as the Blue Jays have given Chris Bassett, who probably shouldn't deserve to be in this position, the 5-0 lead, and now all of a sudden you're wondering whether or not the Mariners could even put one run across the board against him.
Now here's the pitch to Garver, and that is a strike. And honestly, I don't think George Kirby deserved to have the performance that he's having. I don't think I'm blaming anything on Kirby right now, with the exception that you said he made some errors with the pitches, but you have Polanco making 2 errors. And here's the pitch. That is a ball. And luckily, one of those errors didn't translate into a run.
Yeah, for sure. Polanco has just had a terrible defensive game so far. And one of them actually ended up extending the inning and led to a couple of Toronto runs. But
interesting question from Kevin Kirby. He says, if the Mariners are playing so bad on purpose to get back at John Stanton. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss, strike 3. Yeah.
I highly doubt they're doing this to get back at John Stanton. Granted,
John Stanton wouldn't even care even if they did do that.
Well, the problem with that theory is both Dipoto and Service don't have contracts for next season. So if this is a tank job, they're doing it to themselves. I would like to think that the Mariners are trying. It's just right now everything is just not going their way.
And that is up high for a ball. Cal Raleigh's batting 7th in the order. And they've been playing teams that you usually don't want to play in the first parts of the season. The Cleveland Guardians and the Boston Red Sox. Here's the pitch, and that is a foul ball. And you could tell that Cal Raleigh was trying to be the hero on that. We're trying to get a home run. Just by that swing says it all.
I think he was just trying to get out in front of the off-speed pitch and try to barrel that thing up, and he just missed it. The timing was off.
We're at the top of the 5th inning, 69 pitches for Bassett. And now here's the pitch. And that is just outside for a ball.
What amazes me is the fact that the core of this team was around in 2022, a team that made the playoffs. And since basically of September of last year when this team imploded,
they seem to have picked off right from their left off, and now we're looking at a 2-2 count. The Blue Jays had a harder start to the season, though, than the Mariners. That's, you know what? That's a good point. They had to go up against the Yankees that were just on fire.
Yeah.
Astros are off to a rough start. Things will work out for the Mariners. I don't know.
Hey, man, you know what? I like that comment. I like that comment from Josh. What way to be, Josh. Yeah, things will work out.
And now we're looking at Cal Raleigh. He's going on a 2-2.
Yes, Boston did finish in last year.
They did.
Yeah, they sure did.
Now here's the 2-2 pitch. And check swing, did he go? He did not, luckily. The only good thing about this show so far is fans are actually still willing to tune in. I guess they love seeing our fans' reaction. Because who wants to watch Root Sports? Trying to be all... And now here's the 3-2. And that is popped up. And that is out of play.
Yeah. I think I think really what it is, it's a place where Mariner fans can come and commiserate and, you know, lay all their frustration out. And yeah,
I think I'd like to claim that we are the best place for that. Really is. That all you need.
You know, Mr. Sticky 005 said, I don't think they're losing on purpose, but Stanton's cheapness.
Oh, and it's a swing and a miss, strike 3, and down goes Cal Raleigh.
Has to be incredibly demotivating for this team. And you would like to think that the Mariners are the players themselves are paying attention to this as well too. But if I'll say this: if the season gets out of hand and it's looking bad by Memorial Day, I wouldn't be surprised if the Mariners ended up moving some of their well-paid players, Luis Castillo, players like that.
I mean, it's April, but the thing is, like, you just don't want to get it even more out of control. And I know we said, like, give it another couple weeks, I guess, but I don't know. And now here's the 1-0 and another swing and a miss. And man, when Tom Canzone swings and misses, it's like the worst. At least when Jared Kelnick swung and missed, it looked determined at least.
Yeah, that swing right there was like he was out in front of it, and he was 4 miles away from that baseball.
He really was. Why can't we hit off a Bassett? He is butt. I know. But Mariners aren't taking advantage. And now we're looking at the 2-1. And now here is the 2-1 pitch. And that is up high for a ball. And Mariners fans, I'm looking at to possibly, if I don't make it Friday, I'll make it Saturday possibly, hopefully. And instead of going to the Mariners game, come to this show and donate. I'd love to take away their revenue.
You know what?
Now here's the 3-1. And a swing and a miss. He went around.
Yep, check swing.
You were saying?
Oh, you know what? No, actually, you know what? He didn't go. It's 3-2.
Yeah, it's 3-2.
Yeah, he didn't go. Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're gonna donate, make sure you become a super fan. Right? Don't sit on your wallet for this guy.
Nope.
You gotta get that. You gotta get that premium subscription, which comes with the
3-2. And that is ball 4. Take your base. And actually, considering how this game is going, I'm not giving them the Oakland treatment. I am giving them this. That's what they get. That's what they deserve. And now here's the pitch to Rojas. And that is a strike.
Yep. Well, you know what? And that's the thing is now you got some speed on the bases. And I would love to see a stolen base attempt right here.
Yeah, let's get a stolen base. Got 2 outs. What do you got to lose?
You have nothing to lose at this point. You're down 5 runs.
And now here is a fly ball to the. Could that be a bloop? Nope.
Nope.
And that's going to retire the side. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. Mariners are still trailing. And I wonder if George Kirby's going to be pulled out of this game. And I know that there were times where I remember back before the 2011 season, after that demoralizing 2010 season, I was, of course, being super negative before the season. Like, I was like, yep, we're screwed. We got nothing. And this guy from high school who I went to high school with, he was like, no, you got to believe in the Mariners. They did it in 95. They came back because they believe in themselves. I'm like, well, last time I checked, I don't remember the 2011 Mariners having Prime Griffey, Tino Martinez, Randy Johnson. So,
right. The difference. Yeah, the difference between 2011 and 1995 is the fact that the 95 Mariners actually had four, 3 first ballot Hall of Famers playing together in their prime. And when A-Rod came in 96, it made it 4. And it's like, with that type of talent, you can conceivably see some type of run. But, with that 2011 team was pretty goddamn terrible.
The worst part of it, they actually had a solid first half. It was mostly carried by that starting pitching of Felix Hernandez, Jason Vargas, Michael Pineda, Doug Fister. But then
Doug Fister was awesome.
He was awesome. And it's just tragic how it ended. But the team ran out of gas. By the time they got the second half, they just ran out of gas. And then the only positive thing out of 2011 was Casper Wells hitting home runs and Mike Harp. I thought Mike Harp was going to be the future of that team.
Yeah, it's so funny. You and a lot of people thought Mike Harp was gonna be something, and I always looked at Mike Harp and I was like, if there was the epitome of a quad A player, that was Mike Harp. Mike Harp. That dude literally could not hit.
He was slightly better than Taylor Trammell for a quad A player. And that looks like that is it for George Kirby. And the most suffering stat is he gave up 26 foul balls. So that had a lot to do with with this disaster of a game. And that's the second straight start for George Kirby where it was just disaster. And now we got Trent Thornton. And usually when you're putting in Trent Thornton, he's usually the mop-up guy. So it looks like you kind of think that the Mariners are kind of playing. They're kind of putting up the white flag just a little bit. I wonder if Josh Rojas is going to pitch again today. And now here is Bo Bichette, and here's the pitch. And that is a foul ball.
Yeah, probably. Like if the Blue Jays put 3 more runs on the board, I would probably think you might see Josh Rojas pitch again. Let's hope that's not the case, because the last thing you want is this game to turn into a clown show.
Chris, are you talking about Eric Thames or who's Eric Sims?
Yeah.
Now here's the pitch.
Eric
and that Thames. Is a ball. I remember after 2012, I didn't want to give up on Thames. I actually liked Eric Thames on that team. But he was like all power. He was also another feast or famine guy.
Didn't Eric Thames end up in Japan after his
Mariner? He became a star. And now here is a fly ball. The center field's got quite a bit of run. Nope, he makes the catch. No, I think he went to Korea.
Whatever.
I'm gonna look up Eric Thames numbers.
Yeah, he went overseas.
He did.
Josh is throwing shade at A-Rod in the comment sections. Enough with that. Enough with the A-Rod. The A-Rod.
Let him have it. Let him have it. He's just a Houston fan anyway.
Yeah, I know. He's a short-term bandwagon Houston fan. I know. I saw his comment.
Oh, Josh, you hear that? And now here's the pitch to Turner, and a swing and a miss.
Thornton, that's 97. You know what we like to call those type of people? We like to call them front runners. Yeah, it's easy to root somebody with, like, when they're in their little stretch of, making it to 5 straight ALCSs and 3 World Series. It's easy to be a fan of that.
As the Mariners, as Thornton just gave up a base hit, and now that was to Justin Turner. Now we got a man on first already. No, I believe him. He is a Houston fan. I know he was. Like the way he talks about it, and he like types out all the players from like the 2000s, which he would do. I 100% believe he's a homegrown Houston fan. Favorite player was Biggio.
Yeah.
I like Berkman.
The only time that I ever liked a Houston team was in the '94 NBA Finals when they were playing the Knicks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty much it.
We're looking at a 1-0, and now here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 1.
Your grandma saw him hit his 3,000th hit. Well,
like in person, like at the game.
I was at the I was at that Baltimore game when what's his ass Rafael Palmeiro got his 3,000 hits.
Oh, he's friends with Trevor Bauer and played for the Giants for a little. He's a big Korean hitter who does content with Trevor Bauer. Interesting.
Who is he referring to?
Eric Thames. Now here's
Eric
the pitch.
Thames,
And that's
yeah.
a swing and a miss, strike 2. But yeah, Trevor Bauer, it's still a shock that he's not in the major leagues, but nobody wants to have a hand on him. Here's the pitch. Now here is a fly ball popped up, and that should be playable for Ty France or Cal Raleigh. And he makes the catch.
It's gonna be Ty calling him off. 2 away.
Oh, Eric Sims.
Sims.
Not Eric Thames. Trying to remember who's Eric Sims. Yes, I'm looking him up, kid.
The king of the JUCO, huh?
Oh, Eric Sims is the Asian kid. He's an Asian baseball player.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I saw his video where he explained what it's like to be a minor league baseball player, because Eric Sims tried to be a major league baseball player, but it was some kind of no. And here's the pitch. And I liked how he did his video. Like, he was really chill about it. Like, he didn't have any like animosity towards anyone. He just basically said this is what it is, and it just didn't work out. And now he makes content, so you got to give it to him. And now we're looking at an 0-2. Here's the pitch.
That.
And that is outside. Oh, that's strike 3.
I like
get out of the inning quick.
I like the name of the king of the JUCO. Good inning.
I think he's a Korean. He's also a Korean guy too. Mm-hmm. Korean American guy.
Good
now
inning.
I know who Eric Sims is.
Good inning for Trent Thornton right there.
It was a great inning.
Yeah.
But hopefully the Mariners with a 1-2-3, hopefully they can do something. Oh, you also remember the pain of 2010s. Oh my God, the 2010s. Oh. You know who was their best hitter at that point? It was Chris Carter.
Yeah, Chris Carter. I was gonna say. I remember when the Astros first came over to the American League West and going to those games at Safeco Field when the Astros were in there early in the season, and Carter would just absolutely crush Mariner pitching.
Houston still held up against the Mariners even when they were tanking. But man, here's Chris Carter's numbers.
Yeah.
No, the most importantly, the strikeouts. He struck out 212 times in a season. No, this guy struck out. And he was a feast or famine type. With the exception of 2016, he had a 41 home run season, and then he fell after that. Carlos Lee in his last days.
Yeah, Carlos Lee. Who was the Killer Bees back in the 90s? Those Killer Bees with Bagwell, Biggio, and Bell. I remember those Astros teams quite
They
well.
were good teams.
Mm-hmm. I just remember. I remember Roy Oswalt. That dude was, and Lance Berkman. Those guys were just unbelievable.
And then you top it off with Roger Clemens and Andy Pettitte. It's like, how did that team not even win a World Series?
Well, you know, they got to the 2005 World Series with all those guys.
And the White Sox were just too much, and they were just on fire.
Yeah, they lost to Freddie Garcia and the Chicago White Sox.
It's too bad that Frank Thomas didn't get to perform in that World Series because he was injured that season.
I hated life when the Chicago White Sox won a World Series. I absolutely like it was even worse than when the Angels won in 2002.
You think so, huh?
Dude, I can't stand the Chicago White Sox.
Now here's the 1-0 pitch, and that is a strike.
Albert Pujols broke Brad Lidge.
Yeah, that was like Game 5. And now we're looking at J.P. Crawford. It's a 1-1. And now here's the pitch. Now here's a fly ball to deep right, hooking foul. What do you think of adding the idea of 32 teams, adding a South Division, eliminating the wild card?
No.
What if Robinson Cano came back? Forget it. He's done. Here's the pitch. And strike 3 called. If I were Robinson Cano, just enjoy life in Mexico. He could probably have a nice house in like Cabo or wherever. You know what's the ironic thing? We have people in Mexico trying to come here, but then there are some people in America trying to go there. At least the really like the ones that are rich and they made their wealth in America, they end up settling in Mexico. And I know a lot of content creators that end up going to Mexico. And we're looking at Julio Rodriguez. Yeah. He takes an 0-1 count. No, if I were Cano, just stay there.
Well, absolutely, because there's certain areas in Mexico where that dude, if he saved his money, never has to work another day in his life. I mean, you can.
Heard everything's cheaper in Mexico.
Yeah, you can live like a king. You can live like a multi-millionaire on $100,000.
Yeah, just know where you're going. And we're looking at Julio with a 1-1, and that is popped up and fouled.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember that too. That 2005 World Series quite well. Just because I am the anti-White Sox. I was so used to them choking in September year after year after year, and when they didn't do it in 2005, I was like, oh.
Remember 2000 where the Mariners crushed them. Yeah, that was supposed to be a favorite.
Yep, swept them.
And now looks like Julio pitch. Now here's a line drive, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. And Julio finally gets on the base. And Julio, this is for you. He deserved that, Julio.
Oh, yeah. I think he snapped an 0 for 6.
Yeah, he did. And that was a really good hit by Julio. And now here's Polanco. Can he try to extend it?
Let's see if they put Julio in motion and try to get somebody.
Yeah, try to get him
stealing. Yep, get him in scoring position. What are you doing?
Not stealing? Like just steal. It's like 5-0.
That's exactly right.
Julio bobblehead time. Oh, show the bobblehead.
Oh, okay, there you go.
And that is going to be look like we got a strike. It's not really showing his head very well.
Yeah, 1-1. Oh yeah, the Julio
run from Cleveland.
I got
1-1. Here's the pitch. Foul ball.
I got one bobblehead, and it's the JP bobblehead that they gave away last year around my birthday. I'm not a big bobblehead guy, but
I like the Funko Pops.
Yeah, those
I like the Everett ones. I want to get one of those Everett Funko Pops. And now we're looking at a 1-2, and here's the pitch. And that is outside for a ball. We're looking at a 2-2 count. Trying to think of other bobbleheads I have. Oh, this is something that will totally upset Mariner fans. Alex Rodriguez.
Oh, A-Rod.
And we're looking at a 2-2. Now here's the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to right, and that is going to drop in for a base hit. And now we got Julio at second base, got a man on first and second. And I'm not trying to say anything, but there is an opportunity.
All of a sudden.
Just don't leave anyone on base.
All of a sudden now, and he goes down and he gets in front of a nice off-speed pitch and dunks it into right field there.
I hate to say it, but if the Mariners, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but some kind of a miracle comeback would really be nice for this team.
Well, Chris Bassett, of course now the Blue Jays have Richards and Meza up in the bullpen, but with a guy like Bassett, he is easily hittable. So it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility for the Mariners to pick up 2 in this inning, maybe even 3, and get right back into this game.
Yeah, do it before he gets pulled because you don't want a fresh arm in the bullpen doing it. Especially when Bassett's at 95 pitches.
Yep, and here comes Ty France.
Ty France, take advantage of the opportunities you have been given. Otherwise, I'm going to say go down to the 7th spot again because he seemed to be more suited for that. He's batting .355 with a home run. His batting average has dropped 20-something points. And now here's the pitch, and that is low for a ball.
1-0, and it starts. This count starts off in a positive note right here.
And Ty France Runners in scoring position last season. He wasn't that great. Here's the pitch, and that is low for a ball. Ball 2.
2-0.
Just don't hit into a double play. Just don't do that. You do that, it'll be embarrassing.
Don't do it. Don't do it, Ty.
Don't do it.
Yep. A nice, you know what?
And a throw to second, and it's Julio safe. He barely makes it safe.
A nice double right here for Ty would be very opportune.
He'd be huge. You could at least get 1 run in there guaranteed with a double, maybe even 2. And I can tell what's going on. Thank you.
Oh no!
Here's the pitch.
You'll see it.
And it's fly ball and fouled. You almost gave me a heart attack with that reaction.
Well, you get a fastball right down Broadway, and he
should have been a home run.
Yeah, he just hits a foul.
And we're looking at a 2-1 count for Ty France.
Ooh, nope.
And now here's the pitch. And now here is a line drive, nothing going. And is Julio going to go to third? Nope. Not even a chance. And now we've got 2 outs already. Just the fact that we have to be overexcited for 2 men getting on base really says a lot for this season for the Mariners.
And that's the thing. It's like the Mariners have had this situation, twice already in this ball game, an opportunity to bring in a run. You don't have to have the big inning, but just chip away. Run one here, 1 run there, and they just, for whatever reason, cannot seem to handle getting a base hit with runners in scoring position.
I think the next time I advertise for this, I have a tweet about it, I'm going to say, if you would like the opportunity to vent about the Mariners while they probably get their butts kicked, go to my show.
Yeah, a nice little Mariner meltdown.
Yeah. And we're looking at Mitch Haniger. He's 0 for 5 in this series. He's got to pick it up. And here's the pitch, and that's a foul off the foot. You don't want to feel good about that one, especially when you're just hitting dinkers of nothing.
I don't think, the thing about it is I don't think Mitch is pressing. Oh yeah, that was a foul ball right off the upper leg. I just think it's a situation where he's maybe a little out of rhythm right now. The league is, understands how to pitch Mitch. So it's for him, he's a professional. He'll figure this out.
It's 100 pitches in for Bassett. I think you might want to actually get the hits going because this might be his last at bat. Here's the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to left field, and it is caught. And that will retire the side. And we go into the bottom of the 6th inning and still nothing doing for the Mariners. 5-0.
Mitch got his pitch right there, middle in, and put a good swing on it. But flies out to center field right there. So, hey, by the way, man, have we, since we've been doing the play-by-play, we've only seen 1 win, correct? Yeah, it was the second Milwaukee game. Yeah, the second Milwaukee game. Yeah.
Yeah, I've only seen. Wow, Mariners have 4 wins? I've seen the Brewers.
Yeah.
We were there for the Brewers.
Yeah,
I was there for the 2 Bostons, and those 2 Boston wins were at the skin of their teeth.
Correct. The only game, the only game where I wouldn't even say comfortably, but I would probably say it's that second Milwaukee game where they got that win by 2 runs has been their, I guess, most convincing.
Yeah, most convincing.
Most convincing.
Mariners are 4-7, and they're in danger of going 4-8. Now let's look at the Twitters.
The Twitters, yeah. I wonder what's going on Twitter right now. I'd love to find out what the meltdown crew is doing on Twitter.
Is Garver even trying? I'd put that much effort in driving range swings.
That's funny. This
is not a good baseball team right now, obviously.
They're certainly not playing like one. I like the comment from Nibu in the chats. It's just 2 simple words: no clutch.
No clutch.
It's no clutch.
Jose Abreu has a .63 average and a 2. It's okay. He'll bounce back. Don't worry about it.
Well, what the thing about it, Abreu last year, his first year in Houston, didn't get off to a great start either, and his performance fell off. And
now
it's nice to see that Obreos can continue that trend into his second year in Houston.
And now we got Austin Voth. He is now in the game. He has given up 3 runs this season. And here's the pitch. And that is a strike for Alejandro Kirk. And we're looking at an 0-1 count.
Alejandro.
Ah, Lady Gaga. She was like prime in like 2010s. I will say that. Here's the pitch. And now like music is so bad that when I'm at work at my other job, they're playing like all the nostalgia music from at least 2010s. That's just they're not playing anything now because even they admit that there's nothing to listen to.
I'll tell you what, man. There was nothing better than LMFAO. I think was when my
LMFAO.
When my oldest son was in middle school. This had to have been 2012, 2013.
2012 was when they were booming.
Yeah.
Or 2011.
2012. Yeah, 2011,
now we're looking at
12.
A 2-1 count.
Yep.
And that is outside. No, I think 2010s for music was like, it was a really good time. I think I actually enjoyed it maybe more than 2000s.
What was it? There was the Korean pop star Psy Psy, who had Gangnam
Style. And here's
Style,
a 3-1. Oh, and that is up high for ball 4. My funniest part of the whole thing, when Dennis Rodman said he was going to North Korea, he said,
I remember that,
and I'm pretty sure he said it like this: maybe I will meet that Gangnam Style dude. And I'm pretty sure he meant to say Gangnam Style, not Gundam Style.
Yeah.
And then Psy goes, I'm from the South, bro.
Yeah. He's from South Korea, bro.
Oh, Dennis Rodman, he's a handful. Gotta love the guy, though. And now here is the pitch. And that is up high for a ball. And he does have a crazy backstory. He was actually at one point when he was in his 20s, like very early 20s, he was a janitor when he had no idea what he wanted to do.
Yeah, he was.
No one remembers that. Yeah,
he was a janitor at the Dallas airport, and he was homeless, sleeping on couches of some of his friends' house if he can find one. But yeah, he tells the story. He was homeless for 2 years before that repeated college in Oklahoma took him in and gave him a scholarship. Yeah.
What is your Mariners season predictions? I'm still saying 85. Like I said 85 at the start of the season. Like everyone was like all up high 90s, 100s. I was like, 85.
No. I had him between 83 and 86 wins this year.
I think so. Like and I made those predictions where on like other channels, and then they're like, "Oh, come on, Rooftop, you gotta be more positive than that. They had a good spring training." I'm like, but that's spring training.
Yeah, it's like, who gives a shit? The crazy thing though is it really does base on their May schedule, right? I mean, they can have a plainly mediocre April, but if they can rebound in May and actually kind of set the tone a little bit in May, with their ability,
a ground ball and looks like there's gonna be no play, and Josh Rojas is gonna eat it.
With their
we've got no outs.
With their second half, their ability in the second half to turn things on, you could conceivably see them getting somewhat close to the 90 win mark, but I just don't see 90 wins in there.
No,
at all.
I said 85 wins with the best case scenario getting the third wild card spot at the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, I don't even see a playoff appearance this year.
Hey Rooftop, it's like this is what you're saying. You mean the Texans went 2-14 when they won all their preseason games? Was that the 2013 season when Matt Schaub pretty much laid an egg through interception, pick sixes every single game?
Wasn't that just last year? I thought this was like last year when they because they went 2-14 and got the number 1 pick.
They got the number 1 pick off of a hail. No, I think they avoided the number 1 pick. Here's the pitch. And now here's a line drive foul. They lost the number 1 pick because they threw a last minute Hail Mary.
No, yeah, but they still ended up with CJ Stroud, right?
They did, so it still worked out for them. It's an interesting way to lose a number 1 pick is by a Hail Mary. And I'm sure all Houston fans are like, no, don't do that. Here's the 0-2. Now here is a line drive, and there is J.P. Crawford, and there is no play to first base. And that was a nice play, but you still got
again
one out.
Polanco.
On Polanco.
Yeah, again Polanco, bad positioning at the second base bag where he can't make the turn to first. So instead of a potential ending, instead of a potential double play, Now all of a sudden they got runners on the corners of still with only one out.
And another milestone has happened. 107 views total so far. Not bad
Ooh.
considering that the Mariners are stinking up the hole.
Ooh, 107.
It seems that my viewership's going up when the Mariners suck because that means I get more people to comment going, Mariners suck!
Just imagine when the Mariners don't.
Oh, yeah, it'll explode. That's what I need. The last thing you want is you don't want to be, I wouldn't want to be in July. Here's a pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to JP Crawford, the throw to first base, and that is in time for the double play. And that will retire the side as the Mariners get out of a jam, and it's still 5-0 Toronto. The last thing I want, though, is having it be like middle of July, Mariners in a stink hole, and I'm still doing a live show when it's like meaningless. I think that's the worst position to be.
Oh, for sure.
Like imagine the 2008 Mariners and I'm doing a show in July when they suck. And and on top of that, there's no minor leaguers to look forward to either because they also had a stink hole farm system back then.
On the back end of an 8-game losing streak in the middle of summer, that kind of punctuates the season. Josh, I actually happen to agree with you. I really do think it's early to a point where I don't think we've seen a large enough sample size where we can definitively say that this is a bad team. So,
well, Josh made this point just to start going national, basically. That would be the other strategy. I mean, I'm already talking about covering the Oakland A's game just to see what the vibe is like.
Or maybe doing a Dodgers Giants game.
Dodgers Giants, Dodgers Padres, Yankees, Texas, Yankees Boston.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Now that's the part that may be the Achilles heel. I mean, like Mojo and all the other guys, they get away with it if they are good or bad because they've been doing it for so long that they already have like the bulk of the audience. So they'll do their views. And actually, I had a really creepy dream. So I'm sure you know about all those channels, but I had a dream that Mojo surprisingly invited me and all the other content creators to their house to have some kind of like picnic. And it was weird because Mojo doesn't like me. They blocked me. But then the dream, they had me, they actually invited me to the party.
Wow. Well, the thing about it is that's the great thing about YouTube is, I started getting YouTube followers or, guys from Twitter that I wasn't expecting because, they follow bigger content creators. But that being said, they stop by and, chat it up. And I think that is the thing about YouTube. It's a diverse crowd. So especially with Mariner fans, they're just going to soak up as much content as they possibly can. I don't think they have like one favorite. You know what I mean?
No, there's a lot of different ones with different styles. And now here is a pitch, and that's foul ball. And actually, that's going to be caught by Guerrero, and very disappointing.
Yep.
And 102 pitches for Bassett. They are still letting him in. Like this is I like this.
Yeah, it's the seventh. Why not? Because he's been effective up to this point. Even though that he's given up some base runners, given up a couple of base hits, he's still been able to get that pitch to get him out of the inning. And this is the Mariner offense. They just cannot generate any offense whatsoever.
Anything, yeah. And now here's a ground ball, and that is going to be a foul ball.
Cal Raleigh getting off to a slow start himself. He did go yard yesterday, and maybe that could be something that kickstarts this Mariner offense. But right now they're just flailing at the plate right
now. Now here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss, strike two.
Yeah, that was again another bad pitch where it's a foot off the plate in the right-hand batter's box, and Cal's reaching for it. And right now, this is just what it is.
It really is. 1 for 6 in this series. And I just want to put out the appreciation that I do appreciate all you fans that are willing to suffer with me as I'm calling the game a really hopeless game. And here's the 0-2. Now here's a ground ball foul.
Foul.
Makes you wonder what that Chicago series is going to be like. I really
You know
don't
what?
want to know.
You know what? I said it on today's show, and for those that want to check out the playback, you can always check it on the YouTube channel or on my Facebook page at Swinging Pod. I actually think that the Cubs are going to sweep the Mariners.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Especially with our bottom end starters.
Yeah.
Hancock in that rotation.
Yeah.
Now here's the 0-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss, strike 3, and now we got 2 down.
I actually think Hancock is going to rebound in that start because it's at home, it's not on the road, and he does tend to pitch a little bit better at T-Mobile Park. I just think that because this has nothing to do with pitching. I think we're going to get some solid pitching performances. It's because the offense right now is in a place where nothing is clicking. I just have a feeling you're going to see a lot of 4-0, 4-1,
4-1, yeah. It's
6,
gonna be awful.
6-1 type games.
107 pitches for Bassett. This is not what we're used to in this day and age of the Major League Baseball. Here's the pitch, and that is a ball.
But it's a situation right now for Bassett where the Blue Jays don't want to overextend their bullpen, and if that means extending Bassett a little bit, so be it. Because right now nothing is happening. Ooh,
here's 2-0. And now here's a fly ball to deep left field, and that is gone. That's the 3rd home run for Dominic Canzone, and the Mariners get themselves on the board. It is now the Blue Jays 5, the Mariners 1, and I just got my cup of coffee. That's the 2nd time Canzone's giving me a cup of coffee. He's hitting these home runs in just hopeless situations.
And there's the trident, the overplayed
Honestly,
trident in the dugout.
I'd skip the trident on that one.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, it's a fastball high. He's proven he can hit that pitch, and it's the Mariners are finally on the board.
Finally,
it's a little too late here, being in the 7th inning, but credit for Dom Canzone for at least for that swing,
doing something. Yeah. Now he's actually the leader, and he's been getting a lot of criticism, but he's still doing it. Here's the pitch, and that is a foul ball.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, fan. Since '92, Bassett really has been horrible this year, and then of course the Mariners make him look like a Cy Young candidate, 100%.
They really have. And now Josh Rojas, and now here is the 1-1, and that is a strike.
Let's go, Joshy.
Do something, Josh. Where's the Josh Rojas from last week?
Where's the Josh Rojas from the 1st inning when he laced that nice little single down the left field line?
He really did. And we're looking at a 2-2 count. It was nice to see the Mariners get on the board, which could be an indication that this could be Bassett's final inning, which is unfortunate because if he was taxed at this point, maybe they could have made some kind of a rally. And here is the 2-2 pitch, and now that's a foul ball. He really tried to get that out there.
Yeah, surprisingly, Josh Rojas is quietly kind of came into his own so far in this early portion of the season. I've been very impressed with Josh Rojas.
And now we're looking at another opportunity.
There it is.
And now here's the 2-2. And now here's a line drive, and that is going to be a base hit for Josh Rojas. And Mariners are still breathing some kind of life.
And that's going to be it for Bassett.
You would have figured that it would be it for Bassett.
Yeah, he couldn't get the final out of the inning, so they're gonna go and get him. Good performance for Bassett tonight. He did exactly what he was supposed to do, and he rebounded quite well from his first 2 starts, giving up 1 run on 5 hits in 6 2/3.
It's a crazy thought that going back to Dom Canzone, he's not having a good season at all, and yet he is the leader in home runs for the Mariners, which is actually hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, consistency-wise, yes, you're right. He has not been a consistent contributor, but that being said, that high fastball, he's hit 3 out. So
the talent is in no question. Like, the talent is not in question at all.
Mm-hmm. Yep, quality start for Seabass. Kick his ass, Seabass! Oh yeah, that movie never gets old. Dumb and Dumber never gets old.
The most cringe part was the ending of Dumb and Dumber when they were like very oblivious to the fact that there was a couple hot girls that really wanted to, do things, and then they're like, "Oh no, yeah, oh no, we're not the." It's like, oh,
that was funny. He was like, "So what would you like? What would the odds of you being with a guy like me? We're talking like what, 1 in a million?" So he's like, "So you're telling me there is a chance?" What was all that 1 in a million talk?
Jeff Daniels. We haven't really heard of Jeff Daniels in a long time.
He was in that HBO series, The Newsroom.
He was also in Speed, where unfortunately he got tricked into a house. Kaboom.
I don't think I saw Speed.
Oh, Speed with Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, I don't think I saw Speed.
Oh, you gotta see Speed. It's what got him the role in The Matrix, they say. And here's the pitch. And that is outside for a ball for J.P. Crawford. Now it's the top of the lineup. Trevor Richards last season was a 4.95 ERA. And look at Bassett. He is sweating. Like, he put in a lot of work in that game. Yeah. Now here's the pitch. And that is a strike.
Yeah. Fan Cincinnati too. His sinker cutter combo is crazy. Yeah, well, tonight it was. Tonight it was.
And J.P. Crawford is working on an 0-2. 1-1. He's 0 for 2. That's what I meant. Now here's the pitch. Now here's a ground ball right to Guerrero, and that will retire the side. And based on how I'm feeling, you know what? I'm still gonna stand up for the 7th inning stretch. I was just do it sitting down, but I want to stand up.
No, I'm sitting down for this one.
Oh, you're sitting down.
Yeah.
Well, we will be ready in just moments. In 3, 2, 1. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so let's
root for the Mariners.
If they don't win, it's a shame.
They should be ashamed.
It's 1,
1, 2,
3 strikes.
You're
out at the old
ball
game.
And I'm too depressed to do Louie.
You're
not.
That's all you get from me tonight.
Yep. Considering this game.
And I had a good feeling about this one too. I was thinking about this game. I was thinking about this game all day today at work, and I was like, you know what? This has the feeling of one of those games where the Mariners like put up an 8 spot, and no, not really.
Not at all.
Not at all. Not even close.
Nope. The only positive thing, only 2 highlights of this game. Views went above 100, and Dom Canzone hits a home run. So I guess the fans out there are seeing that I'm willing to suffer live doing this. And now we are going to be back from the break, and it is now nighttime in Toronto, and they're showing all the highlights of the complete torture of this game. Bo Bichette hit that huge home run. And also that post-game show from yesterday is actually getting views too.
How about that?
Yeah, I think you have something to do with it. I think the fans really like your input, so it really does help.
Well, it kind of helps that I've been around, in and around this game for 30 years.
Yeah, I know. And I think the average age for our content creators for Mariners is like around my age. And now here's the pitch, and that is low for a ball.
You talking like early 20s?
I think the youngest one, Lyle Goldstein and TJ Mathewson, they are probably the youngest. The Marine Layer podcast. They're the youngest. Here's the pitch.
Oh, dude, I love that name, Lyle Goldstein.
That's him.
Yeah, solid rep for my fellow Jews, man. I love that name, Lyle Goldstein. He sounds like he should be an accountant.
Yeah. And here's a 2-1. And a swing and a miss. And that topped out to 101 mile an hour fastball. Nice throw by Ryan Stanek.
Yep, Stanek. One of my
He's actually been one of the best pitchers in the bullpen, if not the best so far.
Yeah, he's been one of the better arms, yeah, for sure. Although last outing, when we saw him in Milwaukee, did give up a run in his last outing, but overall he's been dotting right there. Right
Here's
there's
the
a perfect
pitch.
example.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Down goes Guerrero, and now we got one down. Good stuff by Stanek.
Stanek just reared back. He just reared back and threw triple-digit heat right there.
Other people on Mojo, I think they're in their 30s, low 30s. I'm 32. There's that. You love to see it. He's probably around his 20s, and then we've got East Coast M's is in his low 20s because he's a college student. Here's the pitch to Bichette, and that is a ball.
All these Gen Zers.
And then the oldest one is, I think it's Jay Trident Podcast. I think he's the oldest. He's probably around he's like 37-ish.
Well, yeah. Well, I got him beat because our Mariner podcast, I'm 42 and Swanee's 45. So,
the Gen X's.
Yeah, we're the Gen Xers, man.
I have a feeling that between all generations, I think Gen X was probably like that sweet spot generation.
Well, yeah, we were the last generation before cell phones and the internet, right? So we
were the experiment kids of all the technological advances. Like we were at the spot of it.
At best we had pagers, and we had the Sega Genesis and the original Super Nintendo. That was our wheelhouse, and we were actually in the late 90s. We were the original PlayStation, so that was what we had. Yeah,
and then I was basically born in some ways of Windows 95. Here's the pitch, and that is a foul ball. And I remember I was actually traumatized as a kid. Whenever I was on my computer as like a 6-year-old, the screen goes black and it's a blue screen of death, and I'm like, oh my god, like it like freezes my body. It was just weird. I think if I was in my 30s, I'd have been like, whatever.
Yeah, we were the generation that didn't have a computer in the household. We were always outside doing something.
Strike 3 called, and Stanek is on fire. I wonder if the Mariners can go 1-2-3. Maybe they can be inspired by it. Maybe.
Look
at the switch says Gen Z X is at best. I will say that the most smart baseball fans I know are in the Gen X's. And
Yeah, well, listen, we were around for the best years in Mariners baseballs. I mean, we historically we know exactly what we're talking about, but when it comes to the contents and bridging the gap from yesteryear into the modern day, making parallels, I mean, we're easily able to do it.
Now here's the pitch, and that's a foul. Also, Gen X has had some of the best, in my opinion, some of the best announcers.
Sure. Yeah.
Other than Al Michaels, the ones I grew up with was there was Joe Buck, who I actually do miss. I actually am one of the few that actually likes him. I actually do. Yeah. I think he's underrated. And here's the 1-1, and that's a ball.
His dad was a really good Jack Buck.
Do we play baseball today? Yes. That was iconic as it gets. And we're looking at 2-1.
My guy was Harry Carey.
And now here is a 2-1, and that is a strike. My guy for baseball and football, and no one's going to like it, Tom Brenneman.
Yeah. This week in baseball.
He was great. And then I have more comments on that. And now we're looking at a 2-2. Here's the pitch. And did he go? He did not. It's just tragic that Brenneman forgot to hit the mute button.
Dude, I remember what's crazy about that is, that was pretty hilarious. But the one that took the cake was the comments made by Jimmy the Greek. You should like, if I were you, I would check that out on YouTube, because it's one of those jaw dropping moments.
Jimmy the Greek, huh?
Yeah, Jimmy the Greek.
And we're looking at Ryan Stanek for a 3-2. And now here is the 3-2 pitch. And that is a foul ball. And I have a hot take on that. If he did that like any other year, I think it would have slipped through. I think it would have passed on by and it would have just been looked as a joke or like a oopsie. But then because it was at the height of the pandemic where literally everyone had their eyes glued to a TV and computer,
yeah. For sure.
you had like, it attracted like everyone else that doesn't know baseball or whatever. Here's the 3-2.
All four.
And that's a walk. So it was just awful timing for Brenneman. Like, I think he says that like 2 years later, it would have been like, eh. Or even like 19, I would say. If he said it 19, it would have been meh.
In this day and age, I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt he lets they let him. He gets that one. He gets that one through. Especially in this day and age where everybody is hypersensitive and anything that is remotely controversial, somebody's going to take offense and then somebody's going to get canceled. So no,
it's sad because he built 30 years of his life for that. Yeah. And now I think he now does a small YouTube channel with some of his friends. So at least he's got something to lean on, but it's not much. I think he does high school play-by-play too. And now we're looking at a 0-1. Here's the pitch. Oh, and that gets him. And as soon as we were saying Stanek was having a good outing, now he's got men on first and second.
Yeah. My how the mighty have fallen. You go from the highest to calling high school games.
At least he still has a job.
Yeah, flick of the switch. I happen to agree with you.
But we're not gonna not
verbalize it. We're gonna leave it right there. But I happen to
not gonna verbalize. If we were like on any other platform, we can say whatever we want. Or if it was at least 2012, we could say whatever the heck we want. And that's going to be it for Ryan Stanek. He is going to be pulled out. And now they're showing downtown San Francisco and all places of the world. Mostly California so far. And Asia probably. And some rave party. With the big
California.
It is California. It was literally California. They did a commercial on California.
The California Board of Tourism, and that's the thing. It's like if you're going to do that, then you have to play the California Love by Tupac.
No, how about this one? California
knows how to party. California knows how to party.
Yeah.
California
used to be fun to go. California used to be a lot of fun to go, and now it's just not the same.
You know what? I was the only guy that never liked LA. I absolutely cannot. It's such an armpit.
I don't like LA either.
I don't like being in a place where there's 50 million people crammed into one area. It's the biggest reason why I don't like New York.
I've been to Beverly Hills where everyone's like all hyping it up on movies like, oh, I'm in Beverly Hills. I live in I go to Beverly Hills and what do I see? Maybe some nice houses, but then once you get to downtown, it's like, It's best.
The last time I was in Southern California, I was out in Venice. I went out there to go hang out with my ex-wife and, she was down there for business and, I just kind of hopped over to Venice and it was nothing but homeless people, tent encampments. And it's just like, whoa.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. I didn't remember the last time I was in LA being it that bad, but
kind of why I don't really go to Seattle much unless it's a baseball game. And now we are looking at, looks like Gabe Spire. He's back from his day-to-day. And now here's the pitch. And that is a strike. And Mariners have got to get out of this inning fast.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. 2 outs. I heard Pioneer Square is like that now.
Oh, yeah. Pioneer Square, Capitol Hill. And now here's the 0-1.
That's a shame, too. That's a shame, too.
I'd say the safest part, only part I really go to Seattle is Chinatown because of all the food. And even then, stay on your toes.
Yeah, that was the best part about going downtown for a game because you can always just kind of walk through Pioneer Square and
remember FX McQuarrie's?
Yeah, FX
Great
dude,
wings.
FX McQuarrie's.
Oh, and that's another hit, and that just went way inside, and he is shaken up, and Now the bases are loaded,
They're
and now
loaded.
the bullpen, as soon as I say the bullpen was the strength of the team, now they're having problems.
Mm-hmm. And Clement got drilled. Back in the days of the Phoenix Underground, I think now that spot is dominated by the Comedy Underground. But there was a spot right off the Pioneer Square called McCoy's Firehouse. Great little bar and grill. I used to pre-funk there all the time. That place was awesome. Oh yeah, that was drilled right in the
Seattle was amazing.
Yeah.
Like when we were kids, we always loved going to Seattle, and now we're like, we just want to go off the grid somewhere.
Yeah, no. Yeah. It's not
Or just
not
go
an
to a
environment.
beach.
Yep, 100%.
The beaches during COVID pandemic, they got a lot of business.
Yeah, they got a lot of action, didn't they? Yeah, I was actually in the Puget Sound area during the first part of the COVID lockdowns, and that was
it was weird.
Interesting. That was weird. It was really weird.
Pitch, and that is a strike.
Yeah, Alejandro.
We're looking at
Alejandro. 0-1 with the bases loaded.
Got to find a way to get out of this. And now here is the pitch. And that is up high for a ball. He is 1 for 6 in this series. And that one hit was really actually a damaging one against the Mariners. And now we're looking at the 1-1 pitch. And that is fouled away. And now we're looking at a 1-2 count. We can get out of this inning, get out of this jam to maybe give some life for the Mariners offense. Gabe. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that is fouled back.
You know what the best part about the lockdown was? I'll tell you what the best part about the lockdown. There was no traffic on I-5.
There was no traffic. Go to Seattle, there's zero.
You know, compared to normal times where, you know, it doesn't matter what time of the day, you know, you're getting empty. You know, exactly. I mean, you know, there was a time when the lockdown was.
And that is a fly ball to right field, and Haniger is there, and he makes the catch, and that is going to retire the side. We got 2 innings left. Mariners still have some. I mean, just like what they said in Dumb and Dumber. So you're telling me there's a chance?
There's a chance.
There is a chance to still win. Yeah. I'm just going to blindly put it on Twitter X. Mariners still have a chance to win. There's still a chance.
There's still a chance.
It's not good, but if you go to the casino and put in like $1, you can easily win 50.
Not bad odds. Fan since 92 says Jackson Holiday is getting called up, and that's not a shocker. That's not a shocker at all.
Orioles want that number 1. They want that first round pick.
Yeah. Jackson Holiday had an amazing spring, by the way. Yeah, he put together a hell of a spring.
Now I wonder, like, man, I think this game really did motivate me to do the Modesto game. I think it really did. I think this game finally put me like in conviction to do it.
Yeah, I mean, you should though. I mean, don't get me wrong. You have the entire season to to call Mariner games, and it's nice to break up the monotony a little bit, get away from the Mariners, and watch some fun baseball.
Like even if they were on a hot streak, I still would have tinkered with that A's game just because of the situation. And I'm still planning to go to Oakland one last time in September to watch the Mariners and Oakland. And boy, will that be a very interesting time to go. I really wanted to go to the final Oakland A's game, like in Oakland, but it's my mother's birthday, and never can abandon the mother on her birthday. That's like a huge rule in family.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm also thinking about getting out to Oakland at some point during the season, so I can catch one last ball game in Oakland.
I'd like to catch the last foul, like the last ball that was in the stands. I mean, I won't be there for the 26th anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
But
Well, it's a shame. It's really a shame
Really a shame.
Transpired, and the fact that Major League Baseball and the Players Association allowed them to get away with this.
I will say this, that if the A's end up in Sacramento, it won't be the worst thing ever. Here's the pitch, and that is a ball. I mean, considering that Sacramento, like, it is growing. I was there in February. They have been building new construction homes up there. Like, it is building.
Yeah.
Now here's the 1-0. That is ball 2.
And say what you will, because for a long time the Kings weren't really all that great. They were playing in a derelict arena, but when they stepped up when they were about to leave. So they
Johnson.
they do support
2-0 pitch.
They do support their sports.
They really do. I remember I went to Sacramento as a Seattle fan, like the month before all that decision, and I told my friends that are in Sacramento, I was like, hey, just don't let people know that I'm from Seattle. And as soon as we get to the parking lot and the tailgate, they go, hey, this guy's from Seattle. And I'm like, okay.
There's a lot of static there. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have, by the way, that's a good friend of yours right there for putting
really
you on blast after
Here's
you told him
3-1.
Yeah.
And
don't
that's
do
a
that.
swing and a miss. Now I was like, hey, I'm just from San Jose, which I was born in San Jose. It's like, they could have used that.
You're from Seattle? No, man. No. I'm from Portland. We're good. Don't worry about it.
I'm actually from San Jose. I was born in San Jose. My birth certificate said Mountain View.
It's funny. That's funny. Go Sharks.
We're looking at a 3-2 count, and Julio Rodriguez, he's at least a full count. Here's the pitch, and that's a foul ball. Good to see at least him fighting it, so maybe he can just annoy this pitcher.
Annoy him into a walk.
Annoy him into a walk, or at least so many foul balls that he'll be like, screw this. I just want this to end.
Oh, dude.
Now here's the 3-2 pitch. And that is fouled again.
Right. A pitch in on his hands. That was clearly a ball, and Julio trying to be a hero there.
Speaking of Sacramento. Yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
Good Lord, Julio.
Thank you. I'm glad I know what's going on. I think it's a strikeout. And now here is the pitch. And it's a walk. Wait, you tricked me. You tricked me.
Take that.
Content. That's content worthy right there.
That's
a YouTube short worthy right there.
That's awesome, actually. Yeah, go ahead. I give you my permission to take that clip and create a short. That's correct.
And now here's Jorge Polanco, and that is a pie for a ball.
Let's go, Jorge. How about
do something?
How about a 2-run shot right here?
Also, have you heard of the guy Grant Napier, former Kings play-by-play personality?
Yeah, of course.
And here's the 1-0, and that's a 2-0. It's sad how his career also ended, but at the same time, he tweeted something with DeMarcus Cousins at literally the worst possible time.
What? Just
hold on. Here's the 2-0. So he was saying so DeMarcus Cousins said his message in 2020 during the protest. And then Grant Napier said literally the opposite of that message, where usually the other, a lot of people like to say it, but you can't say it. So he said that. And
okay.
And now here is the 2-1 pitch. And that is a strike. Yeah.
Because if my memory serves me correct, in the spring and summer of 2020, right at the height of the pandemic, it was the George Floyd protests.
It was, and then whatever Grant Napier said, he said the opposite of what that DeMarcus Cousins said, and that killed his career.
Yeah.
But the good news is Grant Napier does have his own YouTube channel where he does do Kings pregame, halftime, and postgame. So I'm happy for him that he was still resilient about his life. Well, and now here is the 3-2, and that's a foul ball. And he does get sponsorships. He does get the local sponsorships. Sure. So he still has the credible name for at least the local Sacramento's to support him. Something that I'm trying to do too.
In the Sacramento market?
Yeah, he gets he has endorsements from plumbers or restaurants. Here's a 3-2 and a foul again. You like to see this. You like to see the constant foul balls to just fight them off.
Yep. Looks like Dirty Baseball was surprised that Julio took a walk right there.
I'm surprised too.
He's got the big eyes.
And now we're looking at the 3-2 pitch on the way. And that strike 3 called. You figured that was going to be a strike. I mean, it was in the strike zone, and Polanco cannot believe it.
It's like, and again, this is baseball 101 in a 2-strike situation, regardless if if it's a 3-2 situation, anything that is remotely close to the strike zone, you swing at. If you go down swinging, fair enough. The last thing you do is you don't
strike 3 called.
You don't get caught looking ever.
Now here's Ty France.
Let's go, Ty.
If you can get one big hit out of him, and here's the throw to first, and still surprisingly, Julio still hasn't stolen second. If I'm Julio, just run.
Yeah.
You're Julio freaking Rodriguez. You have a big contract. They can't cut you for that. For insubordination. Here's the
down pitch. 4 runs in a situation here in the 8th with 1 out. Why not?
You gotta run.
Why not? Yeah. Why not take a swipe a bag against Alejandro Kirk, who's not that great of a defensive catcher.
And now here's a fly ball, and that's going right to the right fielder. Doesn't even have to run. And like I said, that would have been nice if Julio stole anything. Could have had runners in scoring position easily. But now we're stuck with 2 outs, a man on first. And now we got Mitch Haniger, who's also kind of fallen off. I think his nostalgia juice kind of is dying out a little bit.
It looks like there was somebody won $817,000 and $817,000 for the Toronto.
Oh, and here's a fly ball to left field, and is that fair? I think that is foul. It looked good.
Looked really good. Let's go, Mitchell. Make me happy, Mitchell.
Mitch, do something. Like that meme picture. Come on, do something with the guy with the stick.
No, yeah. Hit a baseball.
Just do anything. 0 for 6 in this series is Mitch Haniger. And just by that, it looks like his nostalgia juice is pretty much dead at the moment. And now we're looking at nostalgia the 0-1. Juice. And now here's the pitch. And that is outside for a ball, 1-1.
Nostalgia juice.
And now I'm even questioning if I'm going to be at this game tomorrow. I'm thinking about it still. That's the thing. Even no matter how dead this team is, I'm still thinking about it. Here's the 1-1, and that is low for a ball. Mitch Haniger's looking at a 2-1. Richards with 24 pitches. Mariners have at least put work on him, but now there's 2 outs. If Haniger, I would love a home run out of this because you can cut it to a 2-run lead. And now here is going to be the 2-1 pitch. Yeah. And strike 3 called. Wait, it's 2-2.
2-2.
That's how.
And he dropped the change right there at in the lower corner of the strike zone and low and outside. And Mitch. Yeah, and this is the thing. We talk about being aggressive, and taking advantage. And
2-2 pitch. And that is outside for ball 3. And once again, a full count, 3-2. We've had full counts in a row, except Ty France. But
and now Julio is still stuck at first base, not taking any chances.
Even taking off. And here's the pitch. And here's a fly ball to right field. Is that going to be anything fouled?
That's going to be.
That looked good for a moment. I think that could have dropped if that went fair. The right fielder would have had a lot to run to make up for. And my phone spoiled me. So I'm not going to tell you what happened, but I already know what happened. But the phone spoiled me because I turned it on. Stupid notifications. And now we got a 3-2 count on Mitch Haniger. And now here is the pitch. And here is a fly ball to deep left field. And that is gone. Mitch Haniger with his second home run of the season. They have cut the lead to 5-3. And there is still hope for the Mariners.
It's faint, but it's there.
It's still faint, but we still got the chance.
Mitchell hits one 359 feet, a 98 exit velo, but still, and that's a great pitch to hit change up out over the plate, and he gets that the bat club, the head of that bat out in front and pokes it out to left field. Great piece of hitting.
Let's see if the Mariners can just keep chipping away. And after this one, I don't think we need to see home runs. We just got to see please keep just chipping away, knowing that you're at your bottom of your lineup. And there goes Richards. He's been pulled out. The manager has seen enough. And yes, comeback, please. Absolutely, we need a comeback. If you can get a comeback and you win the next game, you're in good shape to at least go up against Chicago. And I know that's still too far ahead to say, but what else am I to say? Am I going to say that, oh, Mariners are doomed, we're screwed? No, it's over.
You're screwed, Vaughn. Yeah, no,
he's dicked in Japanese.
Yeah. You're screwed, Vaughn. No, that it would be absolutely, fantastic if the Mariners were able to come back and take this one. Given everything that's happened so far in this game, that would be absolutely ideal. The umpire fricked us. Should be 5-4. Come on, man.
No, you can't put it on the umpire. Usually here's the thing. Like, I remember when I played softball in 2019. Well, I still play softball. I was the starting pitcher for that team. I was the ace the entire season. Like, I was nearly unstoppable. And then championship game happened. I was, of course, trusted to be the starting pitcher. And I got what happened was there was a 3-2 count. I wasn't pitching great, but we were still in the game. It was a 3-2 count. The out would have gotten out of the inning. The umpire, I had a strike on him, but the umpire called a ball, and he took like 5 extra seconds to say ball. And then everyone on my team got so frustrated. Then we gave up like 8-something runs. And I got to hold the story because we got Mitch Garver up to the plate. And now here's the pitch. And that's a foul ball. And all I can say is no matter how much the umpire screwed me, I still took responsibility because I put him in that position because I had arcing problems because, softballers, umpires need to see that arc. I didn't show enough of it. And here's the 0-1. And my pitching wasn't even that good either. And I couldn't take the pressure.
So what you're saying, in the biggest game of the year, you took the hill and choked. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what happened. Yeah. And it still hurts to this day. And
yeah, I remember.
The 1-1.
I remember having a not so good game in the West Central 4A playoffs as a junior in high school playing baseball, and had an unbelievable season and getting into a game where you needed it the most and just couldn't get anything.
Pitch.
Couldn't get anything going.
And a miss, strike 2, yeah. And yeah, I have a championship has eluded me in softball 3 times. It hurts. Still hurts to this day. And now we're looking at a 2-2. Here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss. And we're paying all this money for Mitch Garver to strike out. And that will retire the side. We go to the top of the 9th. Surprisingly, Mariners are only down by 2 runs.
Bottom of the 8th.
Bottom of the 8th. And he corrected me there.
The elusive softball championship. Let me tell you. That needs to be corrected ASAP. You need to get your softball ring.
I need that ring. Now, what's more likely, Mariners winning a World Series, or myself getting a softball ring, or
you getting a softball ring? 100%.
Let's hope it happens because it's been very elusive.
How's your softball team doing this year?
We are now 1-1.
Okay. How many games do you guys play?
Think about 7 or 8. And I do have some highlight videos of myself playing, including the ones where I get out. And those actually get more views. People like me failing on YouTube than succeeding.
That is the thing. Yeah, that is the thing. People enjoy watching people fail. I'll just never understand it, but
because they need something to make them feel better. That's why they need something like out of the box funny, watching others fail. Because chances are, if someone else is watching that, chances are something in their life isn't going well, so they need something else like me to fail to make them feel better, to make their day. So you know what? If I made 14,000 people happy, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but that's a weak individual, man. Somebody that takes pride in watching other people fail. I don't know, man. I think that's just a weak mentality. But I'll say this, man. Kevin Kirby in the chat says if they lose, you can blame Kirby or the offense. You should be able to win with 3 runs with this pitching. Kirby can't give up 5. He won't win much doing that. And that gets and that gets back to predictability, the way the Mariners work, the way Mariners starters have been using their fastball. They've just been taking advantage against teams that just know how to beat them.
Now here's Spire, and here's the pitch, and that is a ball. And if Mariners can go into the 9th inning, now unfortunately they have the bottom of the lineup coming up, but there is still an opportunity, I will say.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now we're looking at the 1-0, and it's not like you have the worst players on the bottom of your lineup. And after Garver, at least you got Garver out and over with. You still have Cal Raleigh, Dom Canzone, and Josh Rojas. That's still optimistic.
It's still optimistic,
at the 1-1. And here's a fly ball to right field and fouled.
No. Looks like Ringo had himself a day to remember when he was a freshman.
In the bottom of the 9th inning, whatever, bases loaded between my legs.
Grounder goes. Yeah. It's a bastardized Bill Buckner.
Ooh. Here's the 1-2. And now here's a fly ball to center field. Julio's got to run that, and he just lets that drop for a base hit. He had plenty of ground on that, in my opinion.
That was a long way to go, for Julio. I understand why he let that drop. That looked like, because he was playing deep. Look at where he was coming from. He was a little deeper to come in. So yeah, he lets that drop. Yeah, I guess I'm okay with that.
He let it drop quite a bit. I mean, maybe as a softball player, I probably would have let that drop, but as a major league level, but what am I to say? I'm not a major league player.
That's a lot of ground to cover, but it is what it is. The thing about this is you can't let the leadoff guy get into scoring position. So this is up to Spire to get Varsho here.
Let's get into a double play. Here's the pitch, and that is a strike.
Dalton Varsho. He just looks like an asshole to me.
I mean, look what he did throughout the game. He played mind tricks with George Kirby, and that what arguably led to something. That might be something to get John Boy's attention. And now here's the 0-1, and that is a foul ball. I wonder if John Boy would actually make content off that. Like Dalton Varsho actually mind tricked George Kirby. And it led to a block. I think that was the same play.
Yeah, maybe that might seem like a John Boy thing.
Maybe I better steal it from him. Maybe I better beat him to the punch if I have the ambition. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And we got one down. And there's a chance for a double play to end this inning.
That's John Boy Media. That's what, Trevor Plouffe?
Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah.
He also made a huge video when the Angels had that huge meltdown in 22. When everything that went wrong for the Angels went wrong.
Yeah.
Did I mind flip? Now here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss. George Springer. He has 2 singles and a stolen base and 2 RBIs. He's been playing the Houston Astro on them.
Yep. Former #1 pick of the Houston Astros, yeah.
Part of the Tanks parts. And here's the pitch, and that is low for a ball. Nothing going.
He was one of their bonus babies.
Oh, it was a compensatory pick thing?
No. If you're a top draft pick, you get the big bonuses.
Oh yeah.
You get the big signing bonuses. It's always referred to as a bonus baby.
And we're looking at a 1-1 count so far for George Springer. There's still a chance.
He's had a nice little career.
He really has. And we're looking at the 1-1 pitch, and that is outside for a ball.
I've always wanted George Springer to end up in a Mariner uniform.
Too bad it didn't happen.
Nope, too bad it didn't happen.
And we're looking at a 2-1. Now here's the pitch. And now here's a fly ball, and that should go right to Haniger.
Yep.
He's
Two
there. He
away.
makes the catch and 2 down. And if you get out of this inning, you still have Cal Raleigh, Dom Canzone, and Josh Rojas. And knowing Cal Raleigh's history with the Blue Jays, I still like the chance. I still do. I know that a lot of Mariner fans, doom and gloom, they don't believe in it, but you just never know.
And it looks like Service is coming out now to get Gabe Spire. Yep, he is.
I think it's a matchup thing, probably. Which
no, 100% it's a matchup thing.
If Mariners give up a run off of it, they're gonna say should have kept Inspire.
I wonder if we're gonna see. I wonder if we're going to see. I'm trying to think.
Who's really in the bullpen?
So it's gonna go Garver, Canzone, Rojas. Okay, yeah, never mind. For whatever reason, I thought there was a righty coming up, and I was wondering if we're going to see Luke Raley pinch hit, but no, it makes absolutely no sense. Makes absolutely no sense.
There's someone saying that we could have had Trey Turner in this lineup.
Yeah, we could have. We easily, because there was a. This is before he signed his big free agent deal. There was a rumor that the Mariners were in a position to get Trey Turner, and they didn't pull the trigger because I believe of the return going the other way.
They always seem to be the butt of the rumors.
Yeah. Service trying to play chess. Yeah. Unfortunately, Service is not good at playing chess.
No, I think I could beat him in chess, and I'm a terrible chess player.
When the rest of the league is playing chess, Service is playing checkers.
Someone's got the life cycle of a Seattle Mariners. Spring training, I'm excited. April, there's a picture of Eric Wedge depressed. In May, the K sign. June, they suck. All-Star break, they're happy. After All-Star break, they are mad. It's Raul Ibanez. I have no idea what this. And then September ends with the Seahawks.
Yeah, the Seattle the circle of life of the Seattle sports fan.
Yeah. There's also the picture of Raul. Who is that?
Brett DeGose is
Brett DeGuss. It's actually Brett DeGuss. Someone said in the comments.
Oh, there you go, Brett DeGuss. So he last night he made his major league debut. He did I think he gave up a run last night in his major league debut. So he's double dipping back-to-back days, and this is kind of a big out for him.
It really is a big opportunity, especially with Guerrero being 0 for 4 today. Now here's the pitch. And now here's a fly ball drilled to left field, and that is caught. Yeah. The camera got me. The
just
camera
got under it.
On me too.
Yeah. It played a trick on me there too, because it looked like he got it, and I was like, "Oh, okay, well, never mind. He got under it." Big out for DeGuss. Well, all right. So this is it. Top of the ninth. So I guess the key to this top of the ninth is going to have to start with Cal Raleigh. Whether he gets a big hit, he's got to figure out a way to get on base, and so that means that he can't get too high. He can't go fishing. He's got to at least show some modicum of patience and try to draw a walk. Or if he's if there is something down the middle that he can get his bat on, fine. But yeah, this is an opportunity where you need as many base runners as you possibly can get.
SeatGeek is a mobile ticketing app for sporting events, concerts, and other events. They make the buying experience easier by the app ranking each ticket from 0 to 10 to see if you are getting a good deal, and you can see exactly where you are sitting. I regularly use that app, and I have had nothing but a fantastic experience with SeatGeek. Use my promo code RooftopSports to get $20 off of your first purchase. Link to the code, app, and website will be in the description, so take advantage, and thank you. Now I think it's working.
Yep.
And
Yeah, it's
now we are
working
back
now.
from the break, and now here is the pitch to Cal Raleigh, and that's foul. My chin hit, or my face hit the mute button.
Oh, if I
Tom
had a
Brenneman would
nickel,
have loved that accident.
I'll tell you what, man. If I had a nickel for every single time I heard somebody turning off their mic with their chin, I'd have a nickel.
You'd have a nickel. And now here's the pitch.
Uh,
And that was a meatball pitch. It was right
Yep.
there.
Yep, fouls off the first one, takes the second. Now all of a sudden you're in an 0-2 hole. This is not.
No.
This is not what you were looking for from the dumper.
Now here's the pitch. And now here's a pop-up, and it's
Wow.
fouled.
Big dumper taking a shit right here. You know what? Here's the thing, man. For the iconic hit that Cal had a couple years ago.
Here's the 0-2. And foul back. At least he's fighting. Yeah, the big hit in Toronto with the home run.
You know, or the big home run against the A's to clinch the playoffs. The thing about the big thing I never liked about Cal Raleigh is his inconsistency at the plate. He really is a
very inconsistent.
Yeah,
and we're looking at the 0-2. Now here's the pitch. And that is up high. And I've actually seen two of Cal Raleigh's milestone home runs. I saw his very first home run and the game-winning home run that put them in the playoffs. So I've seen some history of Cal Raleigh.
That's probably the reason why the Mariners haven't extended him yet, because they're waiting for Cal to turn into a complete player.
And he's a Boris client. And now here's the 1-2.
Yeah.
And that is a 2-2.
Yeah, that also plays a very big role.
That's why they have Harry Ford. He's like their back pocket guy just in case.
Yeah.
And I think he does have more upside than Cal Raleigh.
And Harry is in Double-A this year, so he's going to get a full year.
Pitch. And now here's a ground ball right to the second baseman to throw to first, and it's in time. At least you saw some running out of Cal Raleigh, but now it's one out, and life is getting really thin for the Mariners.
Yep, two outs away from their third loss in 4 games.
Third loss in 4 games.
Let's go, Dom.
Let's do something. Let's put him within 1 at least. Here's the pitch. And that is low for a ball. If you can at least get on base, you're at least somewhat, at least the 1-run game guy. He's batting .241. He has improved. Here's the pitch. And that is a strike. He didn't like that pitch. I couldn't blame him for swinging that. It was up in the corner. You don't want to hit those normally because those are the jammers.
Right. Dom, today is 1 for 3.
1-1 pitch. And it's low for a ball.
He's got the home run today, so on one side at least he was able to check in, but for the most part, kind of an inconsistent day for him.
And now here is the 2-1 pitch, and that is a ball. 3-1.
3-1. You're gonna get it right here. He's gonna get it.
You hope so. He has a favorable count on him.
Yeah.
And he's got a weird wallet in his back. I don't know, gloves. Here's the 3-1.
Oh,
it's a strike. No, you know those are strikes. The ones are barely outside. The umpire's gonna call that a strike.
That ball was easily a foot outside the strike zone, and then on the tracker they just showed on the Toronto ball.
And that's got to be it. That will probably mess with his head on that one because he wanted that walk. Now here's the 3-2 pitch, and that is ball 4. Take your base. And I don't think I want to play that gets on base guy. I think that's a jinx thing. I'm not going to play it.
I'll tell you what, right there, that was what we like to call a Maybelline. That was a makeup call right there. Because that 3-1 pitch, that ball was a foot off the plate, and
Luke Raley is pinch running for Canzone.
Yep.
Because he has that speed.
Yeah,
he hasn't really hit much, but he's got the speed. And Josh Rojas, he is 2 for 3.
That's going to be it for the Dominator today. So if the Mariners do happen to extend things here in the 9th,
let's make it happen. And now here is Josh Rojas. Here's the pitch, and that is a strike. And that was a pitch to hit, but usually they take it.
Yeah, fastball. And these are the things that I'm talking about. Pitches that you can put a good swing on. They're just taken right now.
And now we're looking at Josh Rojas. And now here is the 0-1 pitch. And that is fouled back. And that's going to be an 0-2 count on Josh Rojas.
In the bullpen for Toronto right now is Mitch White. He's warming up.
Now here's the pitch, and that is a foul ball.
The Blue Jays get me so angry. Ugh.
And we're looking at an 0-2 count for Josh Rojas. And now here is the 0-2 pitch. And he fouls it again. And it looks like, and I like that. And also Rojas is 2 for 3. So you have to like the odds that he's going to at least do some kind of damage. You would hope, and you would think.
A nice little easy swing, a nice little looper into left center field. That would be
anything would help.
Get the lineup back to the top.
0-2 pitch. And fouled back again. You like it. You just like it. You just got to keep doing it.
I don't care. I love it. Let's go.
Charlie XCS. And now we're looking at the 0-2 for Josh Rojas. And now here's the pitch. And that is up high for ball 2. It nearly hit him in the face.
Why am I not surprised to know that you know who sang that song?
Because I'm a millennial. I'm a Gen Y.
Yeah, you sure are.
Even though I try to refuse to acknowledge as one. And we're looking at a 1-2. And now here's the pitch. And now here's a line drive, and that's going to be a double play ball. The throw to first, and it's in time, and the ball game is over. The Mariners will go down and lose the series. The Mariners had at least a fighting chance, but they will go down, and now they are dropping to 4-8. George Kirby, obviously, with the loss. Bassett with the win. And I think I need too little, too late. Mariners like ending. And it was like a really nice exit velo of a hit. It just went right to the second baseman. They're just not placing the ball correctly. And next thing you know, it's a game-ending double play.
Yep.
The only thing I can say is at least these games have been slightly-ish competitive compared to the Brewers' final game. I mean, aside from that, the Mariners have been at least somewhat in it in most of those games.
Well, so yesterday the Mariners were basically a no-show until the 8th inning when they score their 2 runs off 2 solo shots, and then tonight it's more of the same. They get their runs via the home run, but again that didn't come until the 6th, 7th inning, and you're in a situation where you're getting a gift. Like the baseball gods opened up. The heavens opened up and dropped Chris Bassett in your lap, who literally struggled in his first 2 appearances. And tonight he actually didn't look great to me. And it was just a gift, a golden opportunity. And they couldn't do anything against Bassett until the 7th.
It is very unfortunate. And in the early parts of the game, there was opportunities, and Julio especially had those chances, and it just didn't happen. Now let's take a look at the scoring summary. So first in the 3rd inning, George Springer singled, and that allowed Varsho to score. And I think that was the one where Varsho played that mind trick on George Kirby. And I think that did lead to that balk because he was just messing with his head so much that George Kirby tried to pick him off, but then they called that a balk. And then the 3rd inning, once again, Bo Bichette hit that home run to make it 3-0. And I think it was really the 3rd inning that really killed them. I think it was Varsho that really killed the momentum because that balk really did some damage.
Well, 2 straight nights where the Blue Jays capitalized in the 3rd inning. Kirby, I thought Kirby was fine in the first couple innings, and then really it was the it wasn't really the balk, but it was the error by Polanco that extended. That extended the inning, and then again in the next inning, he gets out of the 3rd with 3, but in the next inning on a stolen base, and which should have been an out because that ball was perfectly placed, and he couldn't handle that ball from Raleigh, which allowed him to get in scoring position. And then the very next pitch, it was a line drive into center field. So the errors again came to rear their ugly head in a situation where, had both of those not happened, maybe they don't score 5, maybe it's 3, and when Haniger pokes that out, maybe we're dealing with a tie game.
Dealing with a tie game, yeah, but unfortunately with possibly a depleted bullpen. And then going to the 4th inning was pretty much just runs adding up. It was a double to right, which scored Biggio, and then Springer with another RBI. So Springer basically Houstoned up the Mariners to make it 5-0, and then Canzone and Haniger hit the home runs to make it 5-3. And there was actually an opportunity in the 9th inning, except Josh Rojas hit it into a double play, so J.P. Crawford didn't get his opportunities. And now looking at the box score, J.P. Crawford was brutal again, 0 for 3. Julio at least was 1 for 3, got at least a hit, a nice hit to right field. Polanco was 1 for 3, but his defense really was like really just terrible.
Suspect.
And then Ty France went 0 for 4. So much for moving him up, because I remember there were fans last night calling Scott Service to move him up. But I was like, maybe up to the 5 spot. So I wasn't ready for him to be the cleanup. But then because I think Mitch Haniger works well as a cleanup guy. But Mitch Haniger went 1 for 3. Garver, I think, needs a day off. I think you got to give the day off to Garver. Maybe put Cal Raleigh as a DH or Luke Raley as a DH, because Garver right now is just not doing anything right now.
Well, when you look go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Oh, got to finish it. Cal Raleigh's 0 for 4, had a tough game, which is very not Cal Raleigh of him, especially in Toronto. Canzone at least hit the home run, and he's actually statistically the 3rd or 4th best player on the Mariners right now. Luke Raley had a pinch run, so whatever. And then Josh Rojas at least rebounded to be 2 for 4. Yeah. But the ones that stood out, a lot of 0 for 3, 0 for 4, 0 for 4, and an 0 for 4.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, okay, so Julio and Polanco get their little dinky seeing eye singles, but really for the most part, when you look at 1 through 6, you're looking at 3 for 20, and again, this is the second straight game where you really need production from that middle of your order. I mean, this is the spot in the order where your run production is supposed to come from. JP, his inability to get on base on any level, not a walk, not a bunt, not nothing. And so that really puts the onus on a guy like Julio Rodriguez to get on base. Yeah, he did get a base hit, but he also grounded into a double play that killed an inning. Ty France 0 for 4, he moves up, is not able to get anything going. Mitch Haniger didn't get anything going until he hit the 2-run homer. Garver and Raleigh, 0 for tonight. For the most part, compared to Toronto, when you look at what Toronto was doing in the middle of the lineup, I mean, Bichette hits the 2-run home run early. Justin Turner was 2 for 3. Kevin Biggio was 2 for 3. And so you're seeing production in the middle of that order, which is absolutely necessary, which is, I got to be honest with you, which was the difference in the game. The ability to hit in the clutch, the ability to, to hang in there and wait for your pitch. And, unfortunately, the Mariners weren't able to do it against a guy who they've had success against before in the past. So you can chalk it up to whatever you want, but these are the type of games where you can erase. I guess you can call it the bad vibes, and these are the the get quick games, the get right games, and it just continues.
It really does, because right now the Mariners are 4-8, and I know that we're not supposed to panic because we're 12 games in, but if it just keeps trending and continuing, because here's the thing, here is the reality for the Mariners, as I am going to check their schedule right now. And also while I'm doing that, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification, and also donate to this channel as well, as we would like. And because of the bad ownership of John Stanton, I would love to take away his revenue. So let's keep making that happen. But looking at the schedule, after Toronto, and hopefully the Mariners actually win that game and not lose, because you have Gilbert, so you do like the odds. But then you're playing against Chicago, managed by Craig Counsell with the funny batting stance. Then you got David Bell and the Reds, and and Reds are not going to be an easy camper either, because they're a heavily talented team with De La Cruz and crew. So this is the game you must win tomorrow, and you maybe want to.
I don't think they get a series win until the Colorado series.
I'm thinking at least the Reds. At least the Reds, I would think. No, actually, no, because Mariners typically don't do well on bobblehead nights. They really don't. And now they turn it to bobblehead week, so I think that's going to make it worse. So, you know what? You're right. I mean, if it weren't for the bobbleheads, I'd like my confidence, but I think we have a bobblehead curse or something.
But this is how bad the schedule was for the Mariners in
April.
To be honest with you, it could have gone well with the first two series of the season, because Boston is a mediocre team. I have a feeling they'll be somewhere around 500 when it's all said and done, maybe a little less than that. And then Cleveland, who knows what Cleveland's going to end up being now that they lose Bieber, and that team may or may not be, but that was a golden opportunity. But Milwaukee's a very good team. Toronto's a good team. Then you get the Cubs for 3. You get Cincinnati for 3. And then the only reprieve really is that Colorado series on the road. But then after that, they got 3 in Texas, which is not going to be a picnic. That's been a house of pain for the Mariners. Then they come home against 3 against Arizona, and then 3 against Atlanta to close out the month. Like, realistically speaking, I would pretty much like to think that would probably be a series win. But outside of that, you're looking at what, 1, 2, 3, 4 more wins the rest of the month.
Hey, it's not looking good. And then
not looking good.
And don't forget, not only are you going to play, you're going to play an Eugenio Suarez who's playing a lot better, and of course familiar with T-Mobile Park. And you have a motivated Jared Kelenic who definitely wants. Yeah. He would love to have all the at bats against the Mariners. I think even if the manager even thinks to bench Jared Kelenic for those games, I think Kelenic's going to force his way to play those games, because my prediction too for that series is Jared Kelenic hits a home run in that series for sure.
Yeah, he probably gets a walk-off. So, Mr. Sticky 005 asked, do you think the back problems that put Garver on the IL are still affecting him? No, because number one, he wasn't on the IL. He just took a couple days off. And I would like to think that if he wasn't 100%, the Mariners wouldn't have put him back in the lineup. You know how the Mariners are with injuries. They will make sure that you are pain-free before they insert you back in the lineup, whether you're a pair. So, no, I think Garver's fine and Garver's healthy. Right now, teams know how to attack the Mariners, and it is not, you're not going to see fastballs. And if you do, it's going to be in on the hands or it's going to be up, as we saw today. Julio Rodriguez chasing fastballs that are high up in the zone that he can't catch. But for the most part, in order for Mitch Garver to be effective, he has to get extended on his swing, and he has to be able to barrel pitches up. A couple days ago, we saw him get into a double. So you see glimpses of what Garver's going to be able to do. But right now, it's not just Garver; it's everybody in the lineup right now.
Yeah, everyone's got to step up, and at least if J.P. Crawford was at least playing 2022 J.P. Crawford when he wasn't that great, Mariners are at least close to a 500 team.
Yeah, I would think I would like to think that as well too. I mean, with the ability to get on base and the ability to to be a somewhat of a dynamic base runner, all it does is help Julio Rodriguez, because you have to remember that Julio Rodriguez is a better hitter with runners on base than he is when there's nothing on. And I think that Julio's has backed that up, and I think the numbers will back that up as well too. So you're in a situation where you're being asked, if you're Julio Rodriguez and you're being asked to carry the load, and he's the type of player that puts so much pressure on himself to succeed that, this is what we saw last year at the beginning of last year. He just wants to be that guy so bad that he will literally swing for the fences every single time he comes up to the plate.
Yeah, hopefully we definitely need runners on base for Julio Rodriguez, which is why there's been some talk on the social media where maybe they're suggesting that Julio is the number 3 guy and Polanco's the number 2 guy. And statistics actually back it up. And I actually do have the numbers pulled up for how they do. So Julio Rodriguez as a number 2 guy, he bats .251. Granted, he hits most of the home runs, but that's in 107 games. And now as a number 3 hitter, he has 9 home runs in 43 games, 30 RBIs, and a .328 batting average. So just alone right there, that backs it up. And Polanco, as a number 2 guy, he hits, let's take a look. He's a .284 hitter as a 2 guy.
Yeah,
and he was actually number 2 in Minnesota.
And it's this weird notion that whether it's Scott Service or Jerry Dipoto, because if you remember when Julio came up, he was the leadoff guy, and it made absolutely no sense to put that type of production. The only reason why they were putting him as a leadoff guy is because statistically you're going to get that extra at bat. But can you imagine, the Mariners being bullish on keeping Ken Griffey Jr. as like a 2 hitter, you know what I mean, or a 5 hitter? To me, it's absolutely ridiculous that Julio is not batting 3rd in the order. He is perfect and tailor made for the 3-hole. With Polanco at second, hitting second up in front of him instead of hitting him back of him, I actually think it would make all the difference in the world.
It really does. And looks like we have a little conversation with Scott Service. I'm kind of curious what he's saying at this point.
Kevin Kirby in the chat is asking you about the Mariners signing Zach Greinke. I don't see that happening at all.
No,
because you have to remember they just picked up Dallas Keuchel, who had his first start down in Tacoma, and he was absolutely brilliant in his 1 start down there. So that's probably your in case of emergency starter break glass would be Dallas Keuchel.
Exactly. I'm trying to see what Scott Service is trying to say. He basically, you're not going to get much out of him. He says
it's the same thing he says every game.
He's like, I have a good club. We're aware of it. We'll fix it. Like I remember it bothered me. I remember in game 1 of the division series where he humiliates himself by putting in Robbie Ray. He goes, "Yep, it's all right. These things happen." It's like, no, you should probably talk about how much you made a mistake. And
by the way, that was when he lost me for good. Was when he brought Robbie Ray out of the bullpen. And see, the thing about it is he loves playing the matchup lefty. Unfortunately, Yordan Alvarez crushes left-handed pitching, and Robbie Ray is like, I don't care what anybody said. I never thought Robbie Ray was that guy. You know what I mean? Like I like on a good team, Robbie Ray is a 2, most likely a 3. Same thing with Luis Castillo. It's overhyping these guys, and especially when you're talking about a starter who never comes out of the bullpen in a tight situation like that, and you're bringing him out of the bullpen as in a playoff game. Please.
Yeah, absolutely. But hopefully, and before we get to the conclusion part, and we got Kevin Kirby with the whole John McLaren thing. And actually, you know what? I'm going to do a John McLaren impression after we end this post game. And
John McLaren was a badass. I do. He had a bad team, but I'll tell you what, man, McLaren was one of those old school dudes that was all about accountability.
He just happened to be on a horrible team.
Yeah, it was a
bad
bad
here is the matchup. We got Logan Gilbert against former Mariner Yusei Kikuchi. Kikuchi's off to a good start this season.
Yeah.
So hopefully the Mariners at least know how to hit off of him, as there are former teammates of his. So, and Logan Gilbert.
I guess it all depends on what Yusei Kikuchi you're gonna get, right? Because Kikuchi has been known to get tore up from time to time. Granted, he has started the season off pretty decently, but that being said, he does have a tendency to leave things out over the plate, and you can take advantage of Kikuchi if he's not accurate. So, but again, knowing what this offense is looking like right now,
it's not looking good. Like you could have the worst player or worst pitcher in Major League Baseball, and you may still have this problem. You very much might.
Logan is going to have to be perfect tomorrow, and it's unfortunate to say it because runs are going to be at a premium, and I would probably think we're going to see more of the same, where we're not going to see a run being scored until after the 5th inning.
Well, hopefully the Mariners can figure that out. And I'm going to now, before we end this post-game show, because someone brought up John McLaren, and at the timing that we're in, I think I'm going to do my John McLaren impression.
Bring it.
It's gonna be all censored, of course, because I don't want to swear too much. But let me start with something right here. Let me try something different. We're playing our butts off every day, and we got nothing to show for it. I'm tired of freaking losing. I'm tired of losing with this freaking team, and we can't, and that's just the way it is. We can't really feel sorry for ourselves. I'm tired of freaking losing, and we gotta freaking buckle up and get after it. Tired of, losing. Tired of this, and that's it. That's my John McLaren impression. Obviously, I didn't have a script to work with because I didn't really memorize it. The obvious reason why I did not memorize it, because watching that is always painful, because that was the 2008 Mariners.
Right. You know what? When I think back to that time, I always think back to Mike Hargrove. The Grover was a phenomenal manager with the Cleveland Indians, and when we got Grover, at least you're going to have a dude that was all about accountability, who wasn't going to allow players to dog it on the field. And now, granted, it was the same thing with McLaren. It was a talent issue, but I do remember that the Mariners were on an 11-game win streak when he quit.
Yeah, that's still painful. It
because
really is.
Because they wanted, he wanted to move Ichiro down, and management would not let him do anything with Ichiro, and so he just said, "You know what, dude, I quit."
He quit, and he knew what he was up to. Like, he knew what he was doing, but they didn't listen to him. And then,
well, I think what it was, I actually don't think he knew fully what he was getting into, because this is a Mariner organization that likes to be ran from the top down, and he's an old school guy. That's
Mariners don't want old school guys anymore. They want the yes man, like Scott Service.
They want a guy who's going to keep his mouth shut and do what he's told. Yeah.
And that's exactly what Service will do. Well, that's going to be it for our post-game portion of this show. And once again, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. And we are probably going to end this show. And there's a possibility that I may come back tomorrow to do this game, because I love the Mariners so much. Even though they suck like this, I still got to do it for you guys, so that way you don't have to suffer. That way I'm the safe space for you guys to put in all your comments to say Mariners stink.
But what this is therapy. This is like in-game therapy, to soften the blow and help you get through those type of times where you really just feel like throwing your cell phone at your TV.
Yeah, I'm preventing cell phones from being thrown. So I'm saving TVs, and I'm saving maybe people from doing other things they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah,
Mariners loss.
Like shaking your wife like Julio. No, so
amazing. That would scare the wifey.
Yeah, that just might scare the wifey. It's I mean, that's what I like about this, because you know what, you and I are sitting here watching the game in real time, and we're having fun, but you and I both know what good baseball looks like, and when you're watching this in real time and you're just you're just like the thing that pops in your mind, and it's just like unbelievable, time after time after time again. But you and I are having fun. We're making it a little bit more fun, so it's a lot more palatable than it would be if we weren't giving the fans this type of service right here. So to me, this is like getting through the worst moments of the baseball game. At least you can have a smile on your face.
Some kind of smile, and we make some jokes out of it because you're not going to get that out of Root Sports or even out of Rick Riz, because they got to work off of a script. Like they have to
Well, and then, but not only do they have to work off a script, but they can't be negative in any form or fashion. They actually have to take their positivity up a notch to the point where it's so ridiculous that like it's fake. You know what I mean? Like this whole positive vibes is just a bunch of bullshit.
It really is. And the only person that you can give a pass to on doing that is Dave Niehaus, because at least because he always tells really good stories.
It was a different era though, because Dave was allowed to do it because Dave was an original. He was an OG. He was a Mariner. He was the Mariner announcer from day one. So from 77 to 2010, Lord rest his soul. He was allowed to get away with whatever he wanted to get away with. You know what I mean? He's an icon. He was an icon. Can you imagine, the Mariner front office literally coming down and telling Dave Niehaus to tone it down? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no.
He would just quit on the spot.
Yeah,
I think he quit.
I don't think he would quit. It's just, he was one of those guys where even in mid game when if he had the wherewithal to call that Jorge Polanco debacle tonight, he wouldn't sugarcoat it.
No,
you know what I mean? He wouldn't put a positive spin on it. He would literally tell it like it is.
Dave Sims is like, oh, it was a good effort, but it just didn't happen for him.
Yeah, and it's
hey
like
now.
And you can hey now, and you can tell that that's the Mariner spin machine right there. They literally cannot be negative whatsoever.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like the goal of this season was to be known as the alternative voice of the Mariners, because like cable, Root Sports is going to cost more for TV, unfortunately. And I did it. I first thought it was going to be like $18 because the media said, oh, yeah, you're just paying $18. It's all good. But no, you also got the fees to pay for the broadcasting. It's insane. So that's why
it's like, you're like, you have to pay for your normal cable on top of, the extra $22-25 just to watch the Mariners.
And then and then nobody has a radio anymore. Like I even tested a radio. I bought a radio. I tested it, tried to get Mariners baseball. Nothing.
On 710.
I went to 710 and 97.3 and nothing.
Really?
And then and then
that's
MLB.
Odd. That's odd.
I mean, because the sports wants their revenue.
Was this internet radio or was this terrestrial?
The terrestrial radio.
Yeah, because I was going to say because because of 710's contract with the Mariners, it's only available on terrestrial radio. Like I tried streaming it. I tried streaming the audio one time through the 710 app, but it's only available through terrestrial radio.
It's really weird. Sad, but that's the way it is. And then the MLB, not everyone wants to pay for that, and not everyone has T-Mobile where it's on the house.
Yeah.
So that's what we're here for, is to be that voice.
And the crap thing is that I got rid of T-Mobile 8 months ago because T-Mobile is just crazy expensive, and I got the exact same service with Xfinity, and so I didn't have the luxury of getting free MLB.TV. So I was at the beginning of the season, I was thinking about doing it until I seen that they raised their prices again, and now for the full season, this does not include the playoffs. For a full season of baseball, Major League Baseball wants you to pay $150 for the. It's like, is it worth it? Is it worth me paying $150 to watch the Mariners, or should I just stream it free off of Streamy? So I made the right decision.
Yeah, I just hope that YouTube doesn't come down going, "Hey, you can't call play-by-play." Like I've had people that won't do it because they have that paranoia of that, but I see Northwest Sports Fanatics, he does his play-by-play.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I would
and
see there should be no problem because it's not like you're simulcasting the actual broadcast, like where you're putting the game up on a box and
yeah,
you're throwing it,
exactly.
you know what I mean? Because the Mariners own that property, which is why they always say, express written consent by Mariners
Yeah,
baseball.
which is more than fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
which is more than fair. Yeah, that's 100% because that at that point you're pirating.
Yeah, pirating, and then I would be getting views for the wrong reasons. And
Yeah,
that's the
but
last
views
thing
are
I
views
need.
though. Views are cool. I mean, views are views though. I understand what you're saying, but
YouTube,
yeah.
they actually crack down on. Well, I mean, they would crack down on it anyway, but it doesn't matter because of copyrights anyway.
Yeah, YouTube is the evil empire.
They are, but hey, they're the ones gonna pay the bills in the future anyway, so gotta follow their rules. But that's gonna do it. And I really do appreciate everyone being here, despite another disastrous
Yeah.
Mariners game. Okay, it wasn't
Yeah.
as disastrous, but it was early. I do
Yeah.
appreciate the 159 views,
Look at you, man. Look at you, baller. 159.
despite a game where they keep losing. And it seems that people love this because it's a good therapy session. So there is, like you said, there is a market
Yeah.
for us.
There is
And
definitely.
but for tomorrow, I will keep you guys updated to see if I'll be doing the game tomorrow. I hope so. We'll see. But I will keep you guys updated. But until then, this is the Rooftop Sports. We got Steve Swinging Pod Silver.
Yep.
And
Definitely go over to the Twitter feed. You can check out episode number 23 of Swinging for the Fences, which went down today, so it'd be the replay. Definitely, if you find yourself on YouTube, definitely hit the subscribe button because that would be awesome. But outside of that, man, if you just want to talk baseball, you know where to find me, man, at Swinging Pod, and be sure to hit the subscribe button for Rooftop Sports. Yeah.
all right. Well, that's going to do it. And everyone, thank you very much. And good night. And go Mariners, and hope they win the last game of the series.
We'll see.